Alrighty. What's up, Lulex? Why is that trying to auto-translate your message? I don't understand. Okay. I don't know if my chat is gonna work today on screen, because they said there's like an outage, the service I use, so I'll just have to look at chat on my other screen. That shouldn't be that big of an issue. Let's see. I guess I'll just turn this off for now until it's fixed. On here too. Yeah. Okay. Cool. What's up, Chris? All right. Hey, what's up, Booter? All right, guys, my chat is like super broken right now because I use some like third-party thing for my on-screen chat, so my multi-chat, and they're having an outage at the moment, so no chat today on screen, but I can still read your messages. I just have to look over to this screen now. Oh, it's good to see you, Booter. Is this same Switch from yesterday? Yeah, this is the one we reballed the SoC on. No luck, still a blue screen, so the RAM is next. We can kind of just get into it. I don't really have to wait for any reason. Yeah, let's get it. Let me just make sure my earbuds are connected. One sec. What's up, TFN U000? Welcome. Oh, my earbud is not connected. Oh, Twitch chat just came in. Okay, so Twitch is connected, but YouTube's not. Interesting. What's up, Cool Davey, Hexadecimal, and Diaz, Diaz, and Sushi, Gijo Hoodie. What's up, everybody? Rob, Cod. Okay, maybe they're fixing stuff because Twitch is working. Kinda. I think it's still broken. I'll wait to put it on. I'll wait to put it on screen until it fixes itself all the way. But cool. All right. Yeah, happy Friday. What's up, Will? Twitch 720p only. I don't know why, because I'm pushing a 4K stream. So I know YouTube's only going to allow for 2K with the current settings because of low latency. Anyways, sorry guys, let's get going. So let's get this thing on a breeder. This is kind of unnecessary for the RAM chips because they're kind of small, but it's not going to hurt anything. And get this ready. I'll use my little vacuum pen for fun. It's just all the way. Hey, YouTube chat is working now. Okay, cool. I can turn on the chat again. Sick. I think this is gonna work. Where's my chat? Where is it? Here it is. Okay, beautiful. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Looks like they fixed things as soon as I started streaming, which is nice of them. Creative, hello. TFN, hello. Upso, Sloth, everybody. How's it going? I'm going to buy more nano shirts. Hell yeah. I gotta make some more. I have to make some more designs and stuff. This is clogged. What's going on? Oh no, it's out. I think it's done. I think I gotta get a new. Yeah, this is all the way gone. All right, time to change the tube. This is gonna be almost preheated all the way by the time I get this other flux. Oh, lost a little nut in there. All right, let's grab another one. Got one here. Where's the link for the shirts? LA. I don't even know if is LA here yet. Maybe she's taking the day off. I don't know. I know she's here. She's upstairs. I'll just pop these in my little flux box. Can never have enough nozzles and syringes and plungers. Okay. Okay, this is probably plenty, but I want to get some flux on here. So yeah, we're gonna yoink both RAM chips. Actually, you know what? I mean, it's already preheated. What we could do, I think I'd prefer to just do both RAM chips regardless, but it could be interesting to check thermals while it's booting to see if one of the RAM chips tries to light up and the other one doesn't, kind of thing. But my guess is like it's gonna be some data lines and they'll actually end up getting power, so they might light up no matter what. So let's just take them off. Is my vote here. I'm gonna burn my hand on this preheated board. There we go. Just trying to get some flux in there. Cool. Okay. Let's get the hot air over here. I don't like when this is new because this thing just like flops around a lot more than when it's like, you know what I mean? Anyways. How's it going, everybody? Driver, you've been putting some good looking food in the, oh, let's cover this poor little, PC connector here. Don't tell Russ I'm using 3 pieces of tape. And I might as well throw one over the speaker connector too. I don't need to be melting all those. What's up? You just got myself a new hot air station, so happy with it. I thought it because you said to get one with a fan inside the machine and not in the head. Oh, you bought one with the fan in the machine. Yeah, good. Okay. This is nice and preheated. These are going to come off nicely now. I'll focus one at a time. Come off soon. Could probably afford to use a little more heat, but we'll just put some of it. I guess it's possible there's layer damage, but I doubt it. I think this is just gonna probably end up fixing it. So come off soon as well, probably. Not gonna lie, I hate reballing these RAM chips compared to like I don't like the stencil I have for them. it works, but um, yeah, it's just kind of annoying. What's up, Sushi? How's chat? Is chat broken still, or is it working? Never a day off with kids, said Sushi. I actually got two. Wow. I miss my quick. I don't really miss it, but it was actually the opposite of quick. It was very slow. Compared to this one. But nostalgically, I miss my quick. Um, how was your dinner yesterday? It was wonderful. It was great. Okay, this is probably a good time to get this cleaned up. So let's do that. Let me know, guys, how the bitrate ends up looking. Let's fix this lighting a little bit here. There we go. Because we can keep bumping it up today, you know, to kind of see. Damn, dude, this, I think this is clogged, the nozzle. It's like not coming out. What's going on? I'm just gonna try to clear it with a little pin. One moment here. Where's my pin? What the hell? Oh, here it is. It's hiding. Found it. Zach told me to add in instead. I was gonna buy the same as his. Yeah, I think I mentioned like it. The one I have is a little overpriced, but it's really nice. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was just clogged. And of course now the board it's clogged again. The hell? Is this nozzle? Maybe the nozzle's melted or something. No. What's going on? I don't understand why this is this flux keeps getting clogged. It's obnoxious. There we go. That should do it. Hopefully. Okay. Yeah, so much for a nice warm board to get these solder balls cleaned off of. We'll survive. All right. Want my nozzle. Let's go to. Yep. We can get some solder mixed in with this first, actually. There you go. Flux is probably just shy. Underpowered and lower wattage. Oh, you're talking about you were gonna buy the quick I had, Rob? Way back when? Every time I wick these, I like always hit these damn capacitors, so I'm not gonna do it this time. Surely. Like either while I'm mixing in leaded or while I am wicking, I just always hit these. I like forget about these caps because they like hide under this shield. Okay. So we're gonna start by wicking the edges here carefully. I'm gonna have to turn the board a little to get the other stuff here. Can you guys see well? Yeah, okay. Starting to get into the habit of making sure you guys are in focus. Okay. I didn't miss any, right? That looks good, everybody. And how's the bitrate? Did anyone say anything about it? Hey, Morris, what's up? Oh, the mechanic one I see. Let me just check all of these. Make sure they're all nice and clean, because when there's excess, it makes it a pain in the butt to put the chips on again. All right, great. I'm happy. I like doing RAM chips for alignment purposes, though, because they have the 2 notches on the OLED, at least. The notch there and then there. Anyways. We can just leave this in here. I don't need to preheat the board again when we put them on, especially with the leaded solder. Let's get rid of these. That just went all over my floor. No. Mohammed, what's up? I just saw that on my other screen, Babs.
Pimping ain't easy.
Thank you, Babs, for the $5. Okay. Again, I hate this stencil, but we're gonna make it work. Fortunately, I have a nice chip holder now that we can use to get these cleaned. I used to deal with that little board holder I had before that just had a pretty miserable chip holder on it. It worked, but this is just so much nicer. Should have gotten this thing a long time ago. So let's clean these off. I guess again we could have like checked to see if that's a lot of flux. If we could have checked to see if there was like oxidized pads and stuff, but like I actually am really surprised that this didn't end up being the just want to make sure these get some solder on them. This actually might be good. I don't think these are where the solder balls were cracked. I think these are just like this because of the way I pulled this particular chip. If you pull the chip while it's not fully heated, like as the solder's solidifying again, you get those sorts of pads. I just want to make sure those take solder when we go to reball them. And then we're just going to pull off the solder immediately. Yes, I'm sorry, Space. I don't know why Twitch isn't like... I could restart the Twitch. I guess restarting the Twitch stream isn't as bad as restarting the YouTube one. I could try to toggle it, but we might just go back to 720p on Twitch. Sorry, guys. Not permanently. I just mean I don't know what's going on. I also don't want to use hot air for this. I don't know why, because I'm streaming the exact same thing to Twitch and YouTube. I don't have like 2 different. It's not like encoding it twice, so I don't really understand. And I didn't change anything from yesterday. I gotta increase my temp. Damn, it's just doing nothing. Cool. I'm gonna hit this again over here. What kind of RAM is this, by the way? I'm kind of curious. It's the Samsung AB. Okay. Using Restream, or how are you doing multiple platforms? I'm actually doing... So I am sending 2 streams from my computer, but It's using the exact same settings for both streams. The way it's set up right now, it just takes the main stream, which is YouTube, and repeats it to Twitch. I'm using there's still a little bit of it's fine. We're doing it with solder paste, so whatever. I can't remember the name of Atom or something. What's going on down there in the bottom of that chip? The hell is all this? Atom multi-stream or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. Again, okay, there's an oxidized pad. See that? And here too, maybe. That's different than these that just like, you know, maybe got pulled a little too early. Or late, rather, when I removed the heat. But look at these. I think we're in luck. You can't really see that as well as I can in the, those are super oxidized. Those there, the top one especially, and the right-hand side one. I don't know about this one down here. That might just be, I have no solder on it, but yeah, that might be, although that does kind of look like a no connect, doesn't it? So, I don't know. Anyways, sometimes you'll see that kind of thing when you have cracked solder balls. Like this one doesn't want to take solder at all. There we go. And my iron is like way too hot right now. Let's turn that down. Okay. Let's clean this gross stuff over here. Q-tip. It's just burnt flux. Be gone. Okay. What do you guys think on Twitch? Should I just try re-toggling the stream if you guys want higher quality? What's up, CPR? LED, what's up? Because right now it's only giving you guys 720p. I don't know why. I haven't changed a single thing since yesterday. And maybe just like toggling off and on the stream will fix it. No, it's fine, said Cool Davy. Do a poll. I'll run a quick poll on Twitch. Poll. There we go. You guys can vote in Twitch. I like the answers so far. It's funny. All right. No, that is not gonna work well. I'm afraid. All right, I'm gonna hit that one more time. I think there's still some solder. Okay, that should be fine. It's split. It's 50-50. That doesn't help me. It's forcing transcoded streams only, I think, because he raised bitrate yesterday and it might be above the max. It's very possible, Devilish, but I'm pretty sure I've seen this happen before on Twitch. And I hadn't, and it was back when I had like my lower bitrate settings, so I don't know. You might be right though. I did think about that. Also that too, Devilish. I gotta call you Devilish because there's another guy that's his name's Devil, so I can't. I gotta figure out differentiate you guys. All right, sorry, I haven't been looking at chat. What do the oxidized pads mean? Is that damage? So it just means that it's a sign that that was why we were getting a blue screen, essentially. So the symptom you mentioned of pressing on the chips causing a difference in behavior is a high indication, a large indication that there was cracked solder balls under it, either the SoC or the RAM, or both. Could be both. And the oxidized pads reinforces that, you know, especially because the oxidized pads were on the corner or like edges, you know. That's oftentimes where you're gonna see cracked solder balls from, you know, pressure being applied to the motherboard too much or something. Man, this vote is going all over the place on Twitch. You guys figure that out. All right, I'm gonna get going on reballing these. I don't know if this, I don't know why I still have these little things on here. Do these actually work right now to line this up for me? Yeah, it clips in nicely, so if it works, I'm not upset about those. I think I've only really used these. Yeah, see, that doesn't even, okay, it does. Mostly lines up. There we go. This is kind of a big spatula, but we can work with it. Also, this is pretty dry paste. Oh my goodness. But honestly, dry paste is a good thing for this particular chip and stencil. I don't know about this dry though. We might have to do this again. This is like, there's like no flux in that. I took it from like the edge of the bottle or of the container. But we'll see. Might be fine. It might be better off that way because these, the aperture of this BGA 200 stencil, this particular one has to be kind of large due to the solder ball size for these and how thin this particular stencil is, because it's kind of a multi-purpose stencil for multiple sizes, which is generally not what you want, like for, especially for like larger. This stencil works great for the smaller ones, but I've had issues with this in the past. Anyways, let's give it a shot. I think I just got some new 90 by 90 stencils, so we could try that too if this doesn't work out. I think it should be fine. Let's see. That's not what I want. Okay. I didn't like that sound. What was that sound? This isn't even attached to the chip at all. Oh, it is. Okay, the chip was just coming up. Is that the chip itself? Is the chip fine? Chip looks completely fine. I thought I heard some delamination sounds. Oh, you know, it's probably the adhesive under these that was cracking. I bet that's what it was. I'm gonna heat this again and see, because that was a sketchy ass sound. I don't know if you guys heard that. Just want to see if it's gonna happen again. I don't hear anything. The chiplet, I mean, we have, this is not a big issue because we have plenty of RAM chips lying around, but yeah, the chip itself looks completely fine. I bet it was just those adhesives cracking underneath. Maybe it was just the way it snapped to the magnets. It shifted a little when expanded. No, I don't think that was that. It was like an adhesive or delamination. It's really the only two things that could have been. The sound. Did you guys hear that? Sketch. Chip looks fine. It's not like I'm using crazy heat. I used like 300 Celsius. So that could not have been delamination. James wants a laptop. We will get to that if we can get this fixed, James. I forgot I have another laptop too. I have 3 laptops for you, James, coming up this month. I don't know if we'll get to all 3 this month, but I have 3 that we can work on. I have one that I want to try to swap the. Oh no, rip. There's one missing here. Is it still in our stencil? This is like yesterday. This exact same thing happened. Oh, there it is. I found it. Hooray. Hold up. I'm just gonna put this back on here. And here, I'll actually put it on. Just put it on the back of this. I need a little flux, and we can pop that extra ball on. Where's my flux? Where is it? It's like here. That's a little much. Okay, that should be good. What's the outcome of this vote? Okay, it looks like Twitch loves 720p, so unless you want to sign into your alt accounts and vote, we're just gonna send it today on Twitch. Where's the, here it is. All right, let's get that on there. Lower your speed, higher temp. That should do it. Damn it. A little too ambitious with the airspeed there. Cool. Great. All right, let's do the other one. I'll let this cool for 2 seconds before I disturb it. Look at this rich boy and his plenty of RAM. No, I just have a lot of switched RAM. It's not very useful RAM, unfortunately, except for switch repair. What are you talking about, Soul? It's delaminated. It looks completely fine. I don't know what you're talking about with the solder ball either. There's no issues with this chip. I mean, worst case, we could put another one on, but like, there's no way this thing delaminated at 300 degrees Celsius. I just don't see how that's happening. The chip looks flawless. We would see delamination on a chip like this. What do you mean the solder ball shouldn't move like that? So what does that even mean? I don't know what you mean by that. All right, let's get the next one done. I guess I'll clean the stencil in between. Laptop July. What's up, Sparta? RVNR. Not yet, RVNR. We're still, we just got started on the RAM reballs. We heard it all right, but not the way you did for sure. Confused. Throw it in the fire. Okay. Well, just to be sure, you know, we can keep track of which one is which. So I'll keep that one over there. We can put that on the top. So if we ever have issues, we can just redo the top one. Get a new bit of RAM for the top. But I think that chip's totally fine. That's good. Sorry, let's get you guys in focus. We can use some slightly less dry paste for this go around. I don't really like how this is lined up. Okay, there we go. It's a little better. See how much nicer this is to spread? But honestly, with this particular stencil, it may have been helping us to have dry paste. All right. Let's put this excess paste back from the big spatula too. Alrighty. We're hearing it after it's being compressed, picked up through audio, sent through internet, and played out a different speaker. I see. Bottom right. Oh, thank you, Babs. Thank you. I think that'll be fine because I think that's just like a slightly melted. Oh no. No, for sure that needs to be addressed. One sec. There's less paste in there too. And here. What is that just? Oh, there's just none? Yeah. Okay, we just have to go over that again. Thank you, Babs. Much appreciated. Let's hit those. Alrighty. Let's get this one done. And use the exact same temp and airspeed and everything. Hit these on the bottom left again. Cool. I don't think that stencil was perfectly aligned, but it seemed to do the trick. So these apertures are massive. Looks like they all stuck too. Very nice. We had some excess paste underneath the stencil, which is why we're getting all this stuff here. It's not a problem. Let's just make sure that all gets off because that's gonna be a problem for later. Apply in 2 directions, ChatGPT says. Not bad advice, actually. Alright, I just need to get this stuff off. Let's use, I don't want to scrape it with like tweezers because this, I don't want to damage the chip. So I just got to use like an abrasive brush. That's what happens when I don't clean the stencil sufficiently. Just trying to get it all loose right now, then we can use the brush after. Any over here? Cool. All right, let's use the brush again. It should come off. Still have some there, but we can address that after. It's looking better. All right. And then there's some like here. Be gone. All right, that's better. Cool. So I'll keep the chips separated, but I'm pretty sure these are going to be fine. I guess if we still get blue screen or artifacting or whatever, we can always replace the top chip. I think I probably have AB somewhere. It's not that uncommon. So that's the first one we did. Keep track of that. All right. No memory and audio through. Hazak, I hate to say it, but you missed a spot. Are you serious? They look fine to me. Are you just trolling? I'm looking at. Oh, here. You're talking about here to clean. Thank you. I think that's what I thought you meant, that there was a solder ball that I missed. That's more annoying. Thank you very much. Over here too, we still have some like shininess. See, this is what I get for not cleaning my damn stencil all the way. Okay. I'm happy with this. It's just a bunch of dust in there. Can clean with the IPA. Thank you, thank you. Usual delay between chat and the stream seems to be lower. Did you change anything? Previously, well, two things. I don't know if the increase in bitrate yesterday would have fixed any of that or would have contributed to lower latency, but I think like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I switched to the low latency option on YouTube, but I think the maximum quality is 2K instead of 4K with the low latency option on YouTube. And then Twitch has always just had good latency, no matter what. But now they get 720p for some reason. Joke's on you, my speakers suck. 2K is enough. Yeah, I think it's especially for a stream. I don't even think you're gonna, even if I had enough bandwidth for 4K 60 on YouTube, I think during a stream you probably wouldn't see that big of a difference. But for videos I can do 4K 60. Okay, let's put these on. Nice and convenient in the board holder already. Let me just get some of this old flux off of these footprints here. And then we can get them lined up and put on. I'm gonna inspect the same little. Actually, I don't know which balls it was. Let me just check the stream. I love streaming because I can just go look. It was the second one before we were wicking it that appeared to have some oxidation on. Okay, so it was the third in from the top, and it would be from the right. So we should check those pads on the respective pads on the board to see if we see anything of interest, just for fun, and to make sure that the pad isn't oxidized. So it would have been this one here or this one, which actually is not a no connect. So these do go somewhere. I know these three are no connects on the corners, on all of the corners, but this goes somewhere, which was plenty oxidized. And then I think this one also, this one I mean, or this one, which they also go somewhere. And then the one here, I think 4 down, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 on the second column here, which also does go somewhere. So it's very likely that that was our problem. I don't know which chip it was the top of the bottom, but the respective pads look fine here. Those all look like they're going to take solder, no problem. So we can proceed. Let me put some flux down. Might have to turn my background removal on. Background noise removal on for the baby. Seems to be waking up maybe. Okay, I don't really want that much flux. I just want like, you know what, I'll just use my finger. It's gonna be easier. Yeah, that's pretty good. Happy with that. Oh, see you, Sushi. Thanks for popping in. Don't really see a difference between 1080 and 1440. Yeah, that also could be a not bandwidth thing, bitrate thing. Let me see. Let me just look up 1440p 60 fps streaming bitrate. Oh, okay, we're in the range. We're in the lower end of the range though, so I haven't dropped frames. Let me bump it up another 1,000. Kilobits. And we'll just keep doing this stream too and see if we hit a ceiling. Okay. All right, so like we said, we wanted to put this one on the top. I suppose I don't really need a reference because we have the two alignment things on the right hand side here. So that is already nice and in place, I believe. We can still use the reference. And put the board holder over the other chip. This guy is gonna, this is AB, right? Yeah. This guy's gonna go right about here. Cool. Check the bottom. All right, I think these both need to go up a little bit. So we'll do this one first. I gotta use a Q-tip for this because I just can't see. My fat fingers in the way. Okay, that is better. And this feels correct there. Let me go check this. That looks better to me. I can't really see this alignment thing. There we go. Yeah, these look good. Okay, and there's 4 traces. About 5 traces in between the chips. Let me just check reference board. We can yes, that looks correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the top one is gonna need to go down slightly, but honestly, that's probably aligned enough. I'll try. Nah, I think that's gonna be fine. That's just gonna pull itself into place. Cool. And then actually, I don't know. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Bottom one should also pull itself into place. Okay. You guys can't see that alignment notch on your end. Okay, I actually feel better about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Cool. That bottom one looks perfect. And the top one looks fine. Cool. Okay, let's hit these with some hot air. Is the bottom one that delaminated? The top one is the one where we heard a cracking sound. I think the chip's fine. I'm pretty sure it was just these little adhesive things on the back here moving when I was applying heat. We'll see. Like, I don't It wasn't even like, it was like as soon as I applied 300 Celsius hot air with no nozzle, which is like, oh, I did have a nozzle on, to be fair, but still. Like, just try delaminating something with 300 Celsius. All right, let's get it. I'm gonna just preheat the board manually from the top here with there's no sense in putting this back on the preheater. These are pretty small chips. So I'm just gonna get the whole board up to temp here, and then we can. It's probably actually worth watching it under the scope if I have enough working distance to get my hot air under there. So I'm keeping the hot air pretty far away from the board as of right now, just to get things warmed up. High fiber, and yeah, picture's amazing. No frames dropped, except for the fact that my computer just froze. Well, that's good, Glisha. Okay, let's check under the scope, see if we can actually watch these kind of wiggle into place. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, I can get my hot air under. It's just gonna be a little bit diagonal. It'd be nice to switch to the actual view for you. I think the top one already pulled itself downwards. I just watched that one move on the bottom. I don't know if that went in the right spot because it looks pretty misaligned from the bottom right notch, so we'll have to check. All right, that top one definitely moved too, so I think we're good. Let me just check this other board because while the board's warm, if we have to pull it off. Oh, okay, no. They do sort of overlap with those bottom notches more than the top ones on the top right versus the bottom right. You see that? This board has never had the RAM removed, so cool. All right, that looks perfect. Good stuff. Gascarino, what's up? New cam is sick. Thanks, Darius. I think you're liking the lighting. The Paul Daniels light is kind of goated. Just it, and I started using it at this around the same time as this cam. We changed a few settings yesterday that made it look a little better, I think, on stream. Cool. I would think the chip barely got heat. The balls and sets will get heat. No, yeah. Mostly, yeah. When you're, at least initially, Babs, the chip does get warm enough eventually, but like there's just no way. All right. Thanks, Creative. Okay. Cool. So those are on. The board's still got to cool down, so we're gonna just let it do its thing. But meanwhile, we can clean up and chat a little and crack a Red Bull. I'm done with this watered down iced coffee. Can't have enough caffeine while doing microsoldering, huh? I gotta stand up too. I can't be sitting for the rest of the day. Oh man. How is everybody? I'm hopping over to YouTube. Can't stand 720. Sorry, you got outvoted. Even though you seem to be actually invested more than or interacting more on Twitch than others. I could restart the Twitch stream. Does it look bad? Let me see. At least it doesn't look horrible. Okay, it doesn't look good. Oh god, the bitrate is miserable on Twitch. No one told me. What is going on with the Twitch stream? I should just restart the Twitch stream. I'm surprised some of you guys just were fine with the way this looks. It looks miserable. I don't know. Cool Davey said traitor. Damn, it's so cool to have that fridge and it's always full. I just keep buying like 4-packs to keep it full. I bought some today because I was getting low. Oh man, I skated today and I don't know if I like twisted the wrong way on a rail or something, but because sometimes to like keep my balance, I'll like make some pretty drastic movements. And I think I like overextended something. I don't know. Okay. We tried warning. Yeah, you guys did say it was 720p, but it's something else. I think the bitrate is all screwed up for like Twitch is just getting the short end of the stick or something with the multi-streaming. If I just toggle the stream, it's just gonna like pause for you guys for 2 seconds, right? I'm gonna try it. Sorry, Twitch. We're gonna try restarting Twitch. Give me 2 seconds. All right, I just toggled it. It should, right? It's not gonna like kill the live. Oh, it did. Yesterday I had 2K grayed out. Oh, it should be good now. Okay, it restarted. Is it still 720? What? Guys, I don't know on Twitch. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I'll figure it out later. I think what I'll end up doing is I'll just to make it more consistent, I will split the streams out to 2 separate encoders or whatever. It should make it more stable for you guys on Twitch. Sorry about that. I will have that address for next week. I've been meaning to do that anyways, because I think I want to do, I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Alright, I really miss my flux cleaner a lot. Oh my god. I should just, I don't know, it's gonna be a month. The thing is, like, even if I order it from somewhere else, it's just gonna take a month to show up. So I might as well wait for the other one. I have to refill this. Oh, my back is like broken. My back is broken. Can you not source from DigiKey or Mouser? No. I don't know why. They don't have well, DigiKey Mouser will just refuse to ship any chemicals to me in Canada, and DigiKey has stuff but none of it's in stock, so like the lead time is, you know, probably a month in minimum. Classic Zach overfilling the bottle. Free cleaning. Free mat clean. It's a sad state up here. DigiKey has the good MG Chemical stuff in stock. Yeah, it's different stock, Mr. M, for Canada. Let's see, MG Chemicals. I'll just look up 4140A. Flux remover. Yeah, the only thing they carry right now is the 19-liter version. Wait, hold up. Let me just double check. Let's check. Let's check. That's not the right screen. Okay, we want flux remover. We could just do all these, and then we want MG chemicals, apply. It literally just brings us directly to the page for the 19-liter one. Why does it do that? Why doesn't it like show me the listing? Why did it just do that? Maybe if I what if I like add flux in there? What the hell? Clear. Flux remover. I'll do like these. Oh, that's a lot of result. Okay. Yeah, we only have the 19-liter as an option. That's a crazy price for that too. I can get this for a lot cheaper locally. We have like a little. I found a place nearby me that has that is a distributor for. Oh my goodness! Did not mean to do that. Distributor for MG Chemical stuff, and I can get that for like 400. I think I might end up doing that if the RS doesn't end up sending me the 2 jugs I bought of it, like 4-liter jugs. What's another 10 liters, huh? I'll just not have to buy it again. Probably ever. Alright, we got the majority of the flux out of here. I don't want to go too crazy with this until we see it's working. Let that cool off again. Yeah, so I used Cool Davy. I got the 1-liter ones. They're empty, but these guys. But I had to get these from a local someone at Montreal MG Chemicals distributor, and they took me like a month to ship that one out too. So I don't know. I think it's just a pain in the ass to get MG Chemical stuff up here, or I'm buying from the wrong places. Who knows? Okay. Could just pop this back on. What do we think? What do we think? Let's do a poll while this cools off. Let's see what you guys think. Will it boot? And Twitch. What's up, Navi? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Nano, are you still doing repair videos or just for the live stream? I mostly am just doing repairs on live stream these days because I think it's a little bit more realistic, I guess, or what's the word? It's just I think it's more interesting watching the instead of like watching an edited repair. But I'll still do edited repairs if they end up being really interesting, different, and I can like teach something, like talk through a circuit or something, as a demonstration during the repair, that sort of stuff. I'll probably still be doing that, but yeah. Do you know Tool has homepage with everything on it? I actually did find, I don't know if it was Tool, but recently I did find some tool manufacturer's website, and they had like all their, it was great. It was a gold mine. I think it might have been Tool. Babs.
No super chats in videos.
I think technically there is Fabs, but they're not as fun because they don't get read out. I don't know if they call those super chats or super comments on the on the videos, but what kind of repairs from what device is this motherboard? It's a Switch, Nintendo Switch OLED.
Mule is cool.
Thank you, Gasparino, for the 1 bit, and thank you, Babs, for the $2. And thank you, R, for the follow. Okay, this is cooled off now. How's the vote doing? 100% yes on Twitch, but we have 1 vote. Awesome. And then we have 67% yes on YouTube with more votes. But yeah, this is a Nintendo Switch motherboard for an OLED console. If it does, will you still test it with SD card and do the NAND backup? Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do all that stuff. I gotta put the Pico back on. We gotta do a bunch of stuff after this, but not worth doing any of that if we can't get this thing booting, right? So let me make sure this B point wire is not shorting to stuff. Well, that is not gonna touch anything we don't want. All right, moment of truth. So if this works, we're gonna see the current draw up here next to A. We're gonna see that fluctuate a little, and then we're gonna see it go up to 300 to 400 milliamps if it works. If not, if it doesn't work and it has the same symptoms, it's gonna get stuck at 140 milliamps, which would be very sad. It means probably there's layer damage at that point, because, or maybe we could reball another chip on the top and put that on just to be sure. But anyways, let's hit the power button. I think it might be doing the same thing. Why? I want to see what it's doing thermally. Why? Maybe there's a scrape trace we missed. That's a possibility. Should do a thorough inspection, even though we did before. But what? This is the first time I've not seen a blue screen fixed by reballing, the SoC and or the RAM. Let's just check the solder balls, make sure they look good. Those look fine under the RAM. It's kind of hard to see, but I can see with the you guys can't see very well. Sorry. The SoC solder balls are looking good too. Let me use some direct lighting. That'll help too to see. Solder balls look fine under there. Yeah, I want to see how this behaves thermally, and then we can always replace the top RAM chip, I guess. Okay. Let's just, before I forget to do this, let's check all of the traces in between the RAM and the SoC. So essentially, usually, this is not always the case, but usually a blue screen indicates that there is a problem in between here and here, right? Whether it be scraped traces. Let me try to clean under there because it's there's a lot of like thermal paste, debris and stuff. It's unlikely the RAM chips are bad in my opinion, creative, but I will just, to be positive, we'll replace the top one. Out of curiosity, if you're willing to share, when you were testing and you said that when you press down on the chips you were able to get like the blue screen, how hard were you like pressing down? I'm assuming it was when the console was installed. Because it is possible there's like internal layer damage, because not all of the traces in between here and here actually are on the top of the board. Some of them go underneath. You know, so it is possible that we have like internal layer damage. It's also possible that the blue screen isn't indicating, even though it's most of the time in my experience indicating a problem in that area. There are instances where it's NAND issues, but that's usually like not hardware issues with the NAND. It's usually like NAND corruption and stuff. Well, that's pretty rare. I mean, unless you were trying to like do an unbrick or something on it when it was modded, or I don't know. Like initially when you got it glitching. Oh, that's true, RVNR. Well, we can do that when we pull the RAM again. Because we're gonna do that again. Damn, I thought that was gonna fix it. I can end the poll. Hold up. Let me end the poll. And poll. And poll. Okay. You could place it on top of some modeling clay to distribute physical support in order to push down on the chips without damaging components in the bottom of the board. Sorry, I missed it. Oh, not very hard at all. Just like a light press. Okay. I mean, then I don't see why we would have layer damage, because like, unless the console was like flexed or dropped. These RAM chips went on perfectly, so I really don't think it's going to be a soldering problem on any of these. Man, that would be brutal if it was the SoC. Okay, I'm just gonna hit this with some air because I just cleaned it again. Is the top right chip a resistor above it touching the shield? Top right chip. You talking about the decoupling cap there, Babs? Oh, you can't see, sorry. This? That's where that's supposed to go, if that's what you mean. These are all decoupling caps here. Those are all in the right place. This is not going to be our problem for sure. That's not bridged, is it? No. Oh, we have a little solder blob here. Let's get rid of that. All right. You know what we could do too is I'm just doing another visual inspection in case I missed something. What we could do is reinstall the Pico and see if there's any change in behavior. But yeah, before we do anything, let's monitor this thermally and see what it's doing. Because I would like to see if like what's heating up, if the RAM tries to heat up at all. If so, like do both heat up. So let's do that next. So let's get this. Just to let all know, there was someone reported a blue screen because of a bad LCD. Yeah, but unfortunately, RVNR, that's obviously in our case not going to impact current draw. But fair point. We did see the LCD working. Oh wait, a bad like actual screen or a bad connector? But yeah, we saw that. I know the screen I tested it in is a working screen. It's my known working screen I use all the time. So I think in this case, the bottom one, the mem you just installed. Top one seems misplaced. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Are we talking about two different things? So the top RAM chip is lined up perfectly. We can check the let me turn off this direct lighting so it's a little easier to see. We can check it against another board, so you can see that's how the memory is lined up on the top. And you can look at this alignment thing and this alignment thing. And you can see there's 4 traces in between them with a little space above the last one. Same with this one, little space above the top one. And we have the alignment notch a little bit above the corner there and then on the corner there. So I think these are lined up fine. You can see the bottom one also looks good compared to the working board. So yeah, I think those RAM chips are fine. But Babs was saying, is there a resistor? Ace, what's up? Only reporting. Oh, good to know. I know it's not the actual situation, as I heard it was a bad screen, not a ribbon connector, or the board was working. Interesting. I guess the screen, if it has like a short or something on it, if it's like shorting out pins on the LCD connector, I suppose it could cause the console to kernel panic or something. Because that's what the blue screen is. It's like a kernel panic. So it can be a few things, but almost always. Ace, while you're here, thank you, Babs. That's helpful because I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go check. Let me check. Yeah, Babs, that's just a capacitor. That's a decoupling cap. I know it looks sketch, but that's supposed to be there. Here. Right there. That one. I can show you on the working board. Got the same one on there. That same capacitor there. So that's fine. I know it does. They look hidden under the shield there. I don't think it's touching. We can look, but I'm pretty sure that's just how they look. Get it in focus. Yeah, you can see that's fine. That's on its footprint. And then from this direction, you can see it's not touching either. So yeah, that's okay. Thank you though, Babs. We're gonna check that now, Creative. When I tested yesterday, it was not, because we checked the thermals yesterday, and that was not the case. But let's try. Oh, you were saying the SoC was getting really hot for you, right? Because that's not a great sign. But I've had reports of that before, and the console, ended up getting fixed. So it doesn't really mean a ton. Okay, so let's go do the thermals now. So let me check the. We're gonna watch. I'm actually gonna try to get this a little closer to the PCB now, and we'll get the. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn on the power supply, and we're gonna hit the power button. Okay, it's stuck at 144 again, and you can see the SoC is heating evenly there. That's normal. That's a normally heating SoC right there. Don't mind the fluctuations in color and stuff. That's just me tilting the board because the thermal camera gets confused by the reflections. Actually, I can turn off the ring light to help those reflections not get in the way. One sec. Oh no. I guess that's my ring light up top. causing that. So you can see the NAND is not heating weirdly, although I would like to watch the NAND while we boot to see if it's at all getting access. So I'm gonna restart the console and then hit the power button from the back. You can see the NAND getting access there, I think. Let me keep my hand in frame because it's gonna be easier to see. Try that again. Yeah, pretty sure the NAND is getting accessed. I tried to zoom in with my microscope, dumbass. Let me. Yeah, the scope thermal camera, Rob, is kind of clutch. It's been really nice for stuff like this. Okay, let me try again. I'm rebooting it one more time here because I want to watch. Oh, I didn't actually hit the power button this time. One sec. I gotta. I don't know. Do you guys see anything? I'll count down so you guys can watch. All right, 3, 3, 2, 1. I don't really see any NAND activity actually, to be honest, but it could just be that it's not getting that far. So we have our main power regulator heating. That's normal. That's like a normal amount of heat. Let's watch the RAM now while we boot. So I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to try to focus just the RAM chips here. And we can boot with the... Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I don't see any activity on the RAM. We have the SoC heating, but it's heating pretty evenly. I'm not feeling any. It's like slightly warm, but that's, again, that's normal. We have our secondary power regulator heating as well, because we have like all of our rails. Yeah, we're not really seeing anything of interest with this, unfortunately. What's up, Dave? Okay. So let me think here. So this is like weird because it's making it to a stage where it's pulling up like 1.3. It's got 1 volt all the way for the SoC. It even has 0.8 down here for the SoC, and it has 0.6 for the RAM. The only rail we don't have is this one, but that's very normal for first stage, being stuck in first stage. But I think we're like getting kind of far into the boot process because like the rails that are normally not there when we get stuck in first stage are there. I want to see, just to be sure, let's check charging and everything. Let's do all of the diagnostics before we do anything too drastic. I kind of want to unsolder this B wire maybe, or maybe I can just tape it down or something. Just like I'm gonna. It's not a problem if the B wire shorts to ground because it's just gonna trigger a reset. It's not a big deal, but I don't want to confuse myself, so I'm just gonna tape that on there so that doesn't go anywhere. Okay, yeah, let's test charging, let's test everything we can in the console's current state. Here, I'll switch the camera. I don't see anything of interest on the thermal camera, unfortunately. Smart, never ending. That's smart. I like that idea. Why do you say that, Gleeshow? I think the memory chips are fine, like soldering wise. I'll still, for sure, I'll try replacing the top one to be sure. I hope I have some AB. Otherwise, we might have to replace both. That's AA. What's this? I'll have to take the shield off of that one to check that. AA. I mean, we could redo all of the RAM. No. Where's no. Absolutely not. I gotta take this out. Sorry guys, I'm just checking all my RAM here. AB. Look at that. But it's on a V2. I don't think that doesn't matter, right? It's the same RAM. Is Soul here? He would know. Soul is the. Well, I guess we could just check the chips, right? Surely that's the exact same chip. One moment here. Oh, nice and dark. We have SEC. I mean, so the date code and stuff is not gonna be the same, but K4U6E, K4U6E, 3S, 4ABMGCL, 4ABMGCL. Yeah, these are exactly the same. Yeah, we just have like a different date code. So we'll be able to pull one of these off to replace the top one just to be sure. So I'll keep this aside. Oh wait, did I just put the, I don't want to put that in there. I actually want this out. Right? What is this? Oh no, this is a donor. Okay. What the hell was that? Oh man, my back. Okay. Is it at all? Is it still displaying the blue screen? That's a good question. We could put it in the console and see. Let me just check. Let's just check charging quick. I don't think that's gonna have anything to do with boot, but well, it does kind of. But in this case, I mean, I don't think it's gonna give us any information, to be honest. Yeah, it charges fine. Okay. What's next? I think we put it in the screen. I think Ace has a good idea. Let's just see what it does. And then actually what I'll do is we can reinstall the Pico and see if there's a difference in behavior with the Pico. That would be worth trying. I'm actually like really enjoying this board because I'm sad that the reballs didn't end up fixing it, but man, this display connector is really not. There we go. I just didn't have it lined up. Yeah, I'm sad the reballs didn't fix it, but I am oh, this is the customer's screen. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in my test rig. It's just gonna be easier to test with that. And we know that's a working screen. I mean, I'm sure his screen is fine, but it's just easier to put this in here. What are we thinking? I see, makes sense. Thanks. What up, bro? What's up, Supersonic? Is this one going to be a surprise plastic ribbon connector issue again? Unfortunately, no. Babs, that was only the case with the Switch Lite because it has that backlight daughter board. Since this one does not have a daughter board we need installed for full boot, we sadly do not have the luxury of that being the problem. I wish. Okay. Let's pop this in. Ace, have you had blue screens that haven't been fixed by reballs of the RAM or the SoC outside of like NAND corruption, which I really don't think is the case here, but it's always a possibility. But no, I don't think it's the case because it won't glitch. If there was NAND corruption, it would glitch. So we know that's not it. Anyways, let's test this. See how this behaves on the screen. Yeah, still a blue screen. Wow. Okay. Oh wait, with the display plugged in, I wonder if we get any difference in thermals. Kind of curious. Unlikely, but there's just out of curiosity. I gotta turn on the thermal camera again. Give it a sec here. Replace RAM and reball SoC and still blue screen. Oof, yeah. Jack says, finally a worthy opponent. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice having harder problems like this every once in a while because it feels more like a puzzle. Here I am again trying to zoom in with the goddamn scope. Yeah, I don't see any difference outside of the SoC maybe warming up a little more, but that's pretty normal heat distribution on the SoC. Let me just check. I'm gonna unplug the battery, plug it back in. Let's watch for, I'm gonna press the power button. Wait 1 sec, I'm just gonna focus this. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Wait, I didn't press it. 1 sec. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there's just the RAM is not even trying to light up as far as I can tell. Because it'd be cool if like one of them did and one of them didn't. That'd be awesome. But that's obviously, it's not going to be that easy, of course. Damn. Okay. I think next step is Pico. If that behavior has not changed at all, which unfortunately I'm steering towards not, then we can replace this upper RAM chip. I do have one, as we just saw. But this is quick enough to do this first. Let me let's get the FPC installed. God bless the PicoFly. My God, it's so nice to be able to use this as a diagnostic tool. Okay, I think that's lined up pretty nicely. Again, that resistor that's missing there just is not going to cause boot issues. I know that for a fact. It's just a pull down that is not necessary for boot. Although we want a real goods on Zach. How many diapers has he changed this week? Oh man, who knows? More than I can count. All right, let me get my tweezers here. Try pushing down on the RAM. I came to the conclusion the SoC may have had an internal issue. I'm really worried that's the case. I'm like, but I'm gonna try everything before we but yeah, that is a possibility. I've been having a few of those recently where, but at least it was stuff that I could like, I'm I'm definitely gonna. We don't need to connect that. That's unimportant. It's just an anchoring spot. What was I gonna say? I need some more solder on the iron. Okay. There you go. What the hell was I saying? Yeah, I'm gonna like do everything I can here because I think what RVNR said would be an interesting test to like I'm almost positive this is RAM SoC related. So we could remove the RAM and check the points in diode mode, you know. Although it would be kind of cool if, hold up, let me check the resistance on the SoC. I guess I didn't test that yet. I don't think it's shorted. We would have a different problem if that was the case. Also, like voltage rails would probably shut down here. Yeah, that's completely fine. 15 ohms. Yeah, those seem okay. What about here? Yeah, this all checks out fine. And we know the other rails are all up and running, so okay, let's proceed. Sorry, I needed to check that. Not looking forward to removing this again if I have to, but
Zach, who is your man crush?
thank you for the $2. Babs, I appreciate you. Andy. Easy. Alright, let me increase the temperature a little. This doesn't count because these are pre-tinned, so if it does go first try, then it's cheating. I don't really need to attach both of these, but whatever. I guess I will, because maybe we'll leave this on. But it's unlikely. Also, what is going on with that solder right there? Hello. Andy's popular, said Ace. He's acting like he didn't see the message too. What message, Russ? You did say you thought you heard popcorn. Yeah, it's very possible that it's the top RAM. We're gonna try that after. But I don't know. It's so unlikely to me that the RAM, like the sound I heard was, thank you for the Prime sub, Fakiri. I appreciate that. Thank you. The sound I heard was like enough of a sound that we should see a difference on the RAM chip. You know what I mean? But I guess it's like possible something internally. We will try a new RAM chip if this doesn't get anywhere. And we kept track of which one it was. It's this top one here. So that is the next step after we try the Pico. Cool. And we did all the hard work for the Pico yesterday, so this is going to be relatively quick. I do need to redo the B wire. So it was glitching yesterday. We could also, we could try a board swap. That would be a lot of work, but we could. Actually, it's not too much work, but it is work. But we could rule out the board or like the PCB having issues and put the SoC and the NAND on a known working PCB, which I do have for an OLED. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's a way forwards. And if it blue screens at that point, then it's going to be, you know, SoC related for sure. But it sounded like the last piece of a sticker came off. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I will be so surprised if replacing that NAND chip actually fixes it. Just due to the circumstances that we heard the sounds, I just don't see how that could have damaged the NAND, or not the NAND, but the RAM. Always a possibility. All right, let's see if this glitches. Yeah, it's glitching. I got confused because it's not a new, it already trained on this console, so I got confused why it didn't give us the other flash. Okay, it does give us that, but obviously this is going to give us a blue screen. Okay, and then let's put an SD card in and see if we get a black screen still, or if we get any change in behavior. And grab an SD card. I don't think we're going to see any difference, sadly. But, never know. I'll also try a different one of these just to be sure. But, yeah, that went in there fine, right? Let's try this. Still nothing, still a black screen. Exact same symptoms as yesterday. Weird. It's doing the same thing after both a reball of the SoC and the RAM. I don't really... Okay, let's try one of these, another one of these, just to be absolutely certain that that's not our issue. We do have some flux in there. Let me just check that out. I think there's some flux in that port from the reball. Yeah, there is, but I don't think that's gonna cause connection issues with where that flux is. Let me just first try another one of those SD card things. I have one somewhere around here. There we go. I know this one works. NAND backup or no. Unfortunately, this is not going to glitch into Hecate for us at this stage. It's essentially got the exact same symptoms as before Creative. Which is not good news for us because, like, you know, let's say, for example, the RAM chip did delaminate. I would expect, like, different issues. But let's put a new RAM chip on. If that doesn't fix it, then maybe we can come back to this and do a board swap, like put the SoC and the NAND on another board. Just to rule out the PCB having some damage, because that's always still a possibility. I'll do a thorough inspection here between the SoC and the RAM one more time. Come on. I need a drink, damn. Yeah, I'm still hopeful too. I think we have options, but our options are definitely decreasing in number. But I remain hopeful until I've tried everything. Okay, I'm gonna tape these out of the way. I can just reuse this bit of tape actually for that. We're gonna tape up the plastic connectors around the RAM again. I don't know why I got such a massive piece of tape, but there we are. It's crazy. Everything else checks out. Like all the other power regulators are working. What am I doing? Everything checks out. It's just blue screening. So that's why I'm like pretty sure it's RAM SoC related. And if changing this RAM chip doesn't do it, it's one of two things. It's essentially either the SoC or it's the board. Those are our two options. And if the way we can figure that out is moving the SoC and the NAND to another board, see if it blue screens there. If it does, then it's unfortunately going to be the SoC. But let's get this other RAM chip off. I'm going to wait to take this off until we have a reballed RAM chip for us, so we can set that aside for now. This is the customers. Let me get the board that has the AB RAM on it. Yes, this is the one. And we'll pull. I might as well. This is a donor, so I might as well pull both of these off. Oh, I actually don't really. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be like the RAM failing or something. This is generally the SoC failing, or again the same thing. I'm just wondering if I'm pulling bad RAM off of this board. But artifacting is generally going to be cracked solder balls, or this is an old donor under the either of these. So yeah, let's pull this off. I think it's going to be good. Cool. Let's get some flux under here. All right. One more chip, as I said. One more chip. All right. Just trying to make sure I have my lights on. It seems dark over here for some reason. Got my vacuum pan ready. And that's on. Let's put that out of the way. Last night I watched the 2 tutorials for OLED and Switch V1 V2. You make it look as easy stuff. I've done too many switches. Thanks for watching the videos though. I appreciate that. Well, let's get that. And oh, I said I was gonna take these both off. Might as well. I guess, you know what? Might as well reball both of them, because I'm gonna reball both of them while we're at it. These guys. And because I'll just have one, you know. I might as well have one reball ready to go. So we could just replace both. It's not like that much more work. If I'm, let me just put this over here for now. You know what I mean? I think we just replace both in case there is a bad RAM chip. Because I'm gonna go through the effort now of doing both of these. So we can really rule out the RAM altogether with this. Okay. So what happens when you don't put enough flux under the chip when you pull it and then smear it around with the vacuum pen? I should just do both at once in the same. Let's do that. Actually, no, I won't do that because it's gonna just needlessly expose one of them to heat for longer, or both of them to heat for longer. So let's not do that. All right. If it works and has artifacts, that's a 2-for-1. Yeah, that'll suck ass. But I'm pretty sure this RAM is fine. But I would actually not mind that, Babs, because that would actually, you know, give us something to work with. Right now we're kind of just going at this blind, which I really hate. Like, it's not blind because we know the symptoms are of RAM SoC issues, so we are focused in the right area. But like, unfortunately, when it has to do with that, you really only have so many. We did everything we could to zero in on, which RAM chip is causing issues, like thermals. And then, guys, don't let me forget, we're gonna pull the RAM chips. I can't put the new ones on. Yeah, we're gonna let the board cool after pulling the chips off of the customer's board, and we're gonna measure like essentially everything in diode mode and compare with the board view to make sure all of the stuff that should be connected somewhere does say it's connected. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways. It's one of his signature shirts, makes work easy. You should probably turn your background noise removable. Oh, thank you, LA. I will. Filters. Okay, it's on. I should really make a button for that. Oh man. I guess the stream title really is applicable. I'm doing it twice. I suppose because I'm doing all this, we could have just used any RAM, but here we are. Nana, what C115 knife tip do you use? Would you recommend it? Yes, I used the Relife one. It's great. No issues with it. It's actually really good. Let me just double check that that's the one I have on my iron, but I'm almost positive I'm using the Relife tip. Okay, we have a little bit of solder on the top left area, so we're gonna get that again. You guys see? Kind of, yeah. It's not really all the way in focus. Fix that for you guys. Okay. Okay. Is there some? That's flat enough for me. Oh. Yeah, I do, Babs. He's asking about the tips, I think.
Thanks to James and Zach for their AliExpress videos. I'm officially broke now.
Thank you, Taran, for the 1 bit. Congratulations on your new tools. Okay. Let me check I'm gonna turn off the station so it doesn't heat up. Yeah, Relife. It's these guys. RL Relife C115. It's the knife tip. I love this thing. It's been chugging along. I have heard bad things about the Jibun tips themselves. The station's great, but the actual like iron tips that they sell aren't amazing apparently. I haven't actually really used them much. I used the C115 one for a while before I got the Relife ones. I think I just swapped the Relife one on because I like the tip shape better. I don't know that I actually had issues with my Jibun knife tip. Is it here? Let's see. We can look at it. Probably still have it somewhere. It's not here. Oh, here we go. It would be in here if I still had it. I don't see it. Anyways, it's unimportant for the current stuff we're doing. Okay, I'm getting rid of these because if these like creak again, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, what? These are like separating? Can I even get this off? The adhesive on these is crazy. I've even put this in the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, that came off. This isn't really doing anything for me anyways. I just put these on here to mess around with this. I was showing that like if you don't have a magnetic stencil, those are kind of nice, but in this case, it's kind of giving me anxiety. Cool. Okay. Stencil should be nice and clean. We can inspect it under the scope to be sure. And we can reball two more.
The thing you
Let's see.
insert in the pen on Jibun tips are very fragile. My knife tip was broken on day 1. Real life ones are perfect.
There you go. From the man himself. This I don't think is enough of a magnet for the. I mean, it's fine. It's plenty, but I just want to use the one with the bigger magnet. Or more magnets. Because that stencil was kind of loose last time around. So I'll line this up with one of the magnets. Cool, that's not gonna go anywhere now. The other one was like, is that? Okay, I think we're good. All right, round 2. We'll try Bab's thing that he said. Go 2 directions. Okay. Were we nice and thorough? Looks like it. Yeah. Get a nozzle on. We're gonna do 300 Celsius. It's completely reasonable temperature at 40% airspeed with the nozzle. I reball stuff with this temperature and airspeed all day, every day. So Well, I'll hit the top right ones again. I don't think two of those are actually attached. You see those? Maybe I can address these now before we take it off. Yeah, those did not go on their respective pads. Let's try to get those fixed. And also get you guys in focus. Would be nice, huh? Oh. Damn it, I lost track of which ones they were, but we'll see them pull themselves into place, I guess. I think it was, yeah, it was these two. Cool, I think those are good now. I'll poke it to be sure. Yeah, I think those are all good now. Okay. This might be kind of annoying to separate because it's slightly off center and we waited a while. Oh no. Seems to separate fine. Great. I am happy with that. We could reflow these here so they're the same height. I don't want those to cause issues for us when we put it on the board. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Sweet. Those are all even. Let's put this one aside. Let's do the other one. Where's our magnet? It's right there. All right. Oh, I should clean this stencil. Let's do that. Does the Switch have the temp control? I don't know. Oh, the Switch itself doesn't. You set up the temperature and um the presets and things. I don't like using the Kim wipes for this because they're actually not lint free. These are though, mostly. But yeah, you set up the presets and stuff for each tip on the station itself, and when you switch to each individual tip, it recognizes, you know, which presets it should do. All right. Let's go ahead and get this on here. Cool. Okay. Actually, doesn't do much good for you to write something here as an outsider. Not last time either. Just like now, you don't even get a hello back. That's a shame. That's the norm these days. Rudy, I'm sorry. I'm really focused at the moment. I'm not always great at reading chat. I apologize if you feel ignored. I am ignoring everybody at the moment. That's my bad. I just get a little focused sometimes. Bye, Rudy. I'm sorry to offend you. I really didn't mean to. I can't really be doing 30 things at once always. I appreciate you watching the channel anyways, for what it's worth. Okay, let's get this reballed. Sorry, sometimes I gotta focus, guys. I can't be always reading chat. So, you know, hope you understand. Okay. Let me do the same preset here. People don't really uh I hate that sort of thing because like I can't do anything about that, you know? Ah, I know it's not my fault, guys, but still it still irks me. I don't like upsetting people. Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate the message. I really do. All right. Let me get this separated. I can't expect everybody to know like how much you got to do at once while streaming and like you know I am particularly bad at doing a lot of things at once. So my whole stream knows that. All right, where's my? Here it is. Need to put this excess back in. We should inspect these two to make sure they look good. Nano hates talking to people, says Ace. Mr. Yang brush is the best. Yes, I love that. I forgot about that command, LA, and I just read that stream elements just said I hate you, Zach. I thought that just came out of nowhere. Okay. Um, is this one looking good? No missed solder balls. That is looking swell to me. All even. Good.
I'm buying bits so Zach won't ignore me. Nanofee people, Nanofee cry.
Thank you for the 1 bit, Turan. No stress, Rudy. I understand. I know how it is as a viewer too. It can feel like you get Babs, come on. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Babs. Who got one? Let's see. Rudy got one. Nice. Devil got one. Devil, come on. I'm just kidding. Devil's not even here, is he? Oh, he is. Hey, Devil, what's up? Devil's been a member this whole time. He's got like the 4-month badge or whatever. Mr. M got one. Cool. Luke got one. Oh, it's a different Luke, but nice. Ed got one, and yeah, that's it. Congrats, guys, on the memberships. Devil said, "Hey, bro." Fabio said, "Rigged." Babs, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's super generous. Okay, let's clean these. Yeah, I was gonna say, as a viewer of streams, like especially with the chat on screen, it's like easy to see when your chat gets to the streamer, and then like if I look up at the screen, I'm looking up at the screen on my microscope as well to make sure you guys are in focus, and it totally probably looks like I'm ignoring people all the time. You're not the first person. Plenty of people feel that way. No, I'm working on it. Okay. Did I clean this already? I don't know if I cleaned this, but we're gonna clean it again. I think I just cleaned the chips. I know it hurts like when Ace ignores me on Twitch. Will, true, that's really helpful. Like this duck guy, nobody sees him talking. He's gray. What are you talking about, Sloth? I've been here every stream, so I always get gifted one by Babs. That's actually awesome. Is that true? That's amazing. I like that. Okay, Babs is the goat. Slaw, thank you for the gift of membership. Much love. Who got it? Will. Hey, Will got it. Nano usually doesn't even realize I'm in a stream until it's like been an hour. What's up, electronics therapy? You've probably been here an hour. Yes, yeah, everything is fine with the baby. She's growing too fast. She's starting to like go on all fours, like on her knees and stuff, and she just today was the first time she like moved forwards on all four, which was pretty insane to watch. That stuff is mind blowing. How quick she learns how to do all that. I don't know how she does it. Okay, let's get these RAM chips replaced. Um, Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I will be very surprised if this fixes our issue. Um, but we gotta try. Um, I have to remember, don't let me forget, when I pull these off, we're not putting these on yet. I have to check the footprint with diode mode on like essentially every pad. So hope you guys are ready for some measuring. There are plenty of pads that are no connects though that we don't have that we can skip, so don't worry. I will be skipping those. These are going to be relatively straightforward to pull off because they're leaded solder underneath, so it'll be pretty fast to remove them. Let's get the vacuum pen. Where's that guy? There it is. Let's get my tweezers and this thing here. Rudy, it's mind blowing. She like, it's crazy. I can like watch when she's learning something because she'll be like so focused. First baby word will be reballing BGA. Can we have a command test? What do you want the command to do, Joe? Test. Really starting to think the @ trick works. It doesn't actually show up here. It shows up over here though. Babs, thank you for the gift of membership. Hey, Fabio's got it. Were you able to like pick him? How did you do that? Was that just lucky? He congrats Fabios for getting the membership. Turan is crying. Poor Turan. I think Turan's country doesn't allow him to get YouTube memberships, so he always gets shafted. I would buy you one, Turan, if I could. I'll rip 5 free ones and we'll see if you get one, Turan. Babs, thank you. I really appreciate the gifted memberships. Very kind. To remind you, you should test diode mode. Oh, I'm not gonna set up a temporary command, but thank you, Joe, for not rigged anymore. Bash just made sure to buy enough gift memberships where everyone gets one. No, I tried for corn dog. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna do 5 free memberships for you all. Let's see, send 5 now. You guys can spam the angry Zach emoji when this doesn't work ultimately. Who get one? Who gets one? Who gets one? Adrian, Drifter, Gabe, Michael, and Aliu. Congrats. And poor Turan. R.I.P. And R.I.P. Corn Dog too. Dodge said devilish. Could be a generic diode mode notice for useful for future. Yeah, maybe I'll set something up eventually for members to use because I don't want people like spamming alerts at me like an Andy stream. That seems like a nightmare to deal with. But like I could do a members only command that like allows you guys to alert me. As long as you guys promise not to abuse it. Who am I kidding? That's just gonna get abused. But it could be fun to try. I like the idea. Because it would have to be like a sound for me to hear, you know? We could give that a shot. I don't really know why I'm bringing the microscope over here. There's absolutely zero reasons for that, so let's get going on removing these. I'm gonna start far away. Let me just make sure this is all. This tape is actually in place. This is just to keep these out of the way, so I don't care about that as much. Well, this is not the right airspeed. Goodness. That would actually just never come off if I did that. Okay. Did somebody say Andy? Is Andy here? Oh, did I say Andy? Oh, yeah, I did. What are you actually working on at your workbench? This is a Switch OLED motherboard from a customer who is actually chilling with us today in stream. We have tried everything on this thing to get it working. Unfortunately, right now, so it's a game console, like the handheld Nintendo Switch console, and right now it's blue screening. It shows a blue screen when you try to turn it on, and it gets stuck in first stage boot, so it doesn't get past a certain boot sequence essentially. Usually a blue screen indicates that there's going to be severed traces or cracked solder balls in between the RAM, which we're taking off right now, or the SoC, which is this guy. But yeah, I gotta sit down after we do this to measure all these pads. So right now we've already replaced the RAM. This should come off soon. Here we go. This is loose now. This one should also come off pretty soon. Cool. All right. I think I just knocked. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I knocked a decoupling cap. Thank you, Turan. God bless you, my
Don't
friend.
forget to measure bowels or pads.
Thank you for the 1 bit, Turan. I appreciate it. The reminder. Yeah, I do use aluminum tape sometimes, Joe, but usually I'll only bother with that if it's like a larger FPC connector like this that's extremely heat sensitive, or or if I'm like directly heating right next to one, then I'll put 3 layers of Kapton and then I'll throw the aluminum tape. The thing is, I have actually still had issues with aluminum tape, even with multiple layers of Kapton. Okay, I gotta keep track of these. I mean, I guess it's not gonna be hard because one of them's reballed, one of them's not. But we're gonna keep these RAM chips over here. I'm not gonna get rid of these yet because they're probably fine. And if these don't work, then we can probably assume those are fine, and I can keep those for later. We could do another reball if you guys want. Okay, we're gonna clean this first, and then we'll go because the board's warm, and then we'll go ahead and oh, not even have to do. Who was that? Babs, come on, dude. That's crazy. You're too generous. I really appreciate it. And Supersonic still did not get one. Is Supersonic here? Oh, he is. He is. I saw him earlier. I didn't see him recently. He's in here. I never won a membership in Rusty's stream from Ace, I think. Poor Supersonic and poor Turan. Greg got one. Hello, Greg, by the way. Francis got one. Pearson, Chris, and Ozian. Congrats, guys, on the memberships. And Babs, you are. I don't know how to say thank you to you anymore because you're just too. You give a lot to the stream. It means a lot. All right, we don't have to mix in leaded with this because it's already leaded. So what I will do though is I'll still hit this with the iron to remove, the majority of the solder, like those large solder balls there, because this will like make it so we don't have to use like 800 things a wick. So this is not in order to reduce melting temperature because these are already leaded, simply to save on how much wick we got to deal with. And I just bridged those caps. We got to fix that. See that in there? Damn, I think I might have to use I could maybe get a little bit of wick in there. Let's use some flux. And turn the heat up slightly on my iron. Try all the tricks first, and then we might have to wick it. Damn it. I'm going to turn this on because it's kind of hard to... Nope, that makes it worse. Damn it. Oh, Supersonic is a member. I am some. I'm a subscriber and a member for you. That's true. Dude, what? RVNR? Dude ripped a 10. I thought Mr. M got another one because he showed up in the middle of the notifications. I was like, how does that happen? RVNR, dude, I appreciate that, dude. I said dude like 4 times. That's crazy, bro. Who got one? Ovid? Ovid, you? That's... I have to fix this thing, Turan. That's gotta be Turan, isn't it? It doesn't show... Oh, yeah, it is Turan. Thank you, Turan, for that 1 bit. Or however many bits. That's more than 1 bit, right, Turan? For the big emoji. Dude, RVNR, thank you, dude. Pocket Thoughts got one. Bill Gisayer? I don't know how to say that name. Aquanut, Jinx,
30
Ty,
bits.
Dimitri, Pog, and Unix. Thank you, RVNR, and congrats to everybody on the memberships. And Turan, thank you for the 30 bits, and thank you for the 1 bit. He tried to get Turan. Turan just keeps crying every time. Sparta is getting dodged too. All right, let's pull this cap off with some I can just we're gonna have to use some hot air here anyways to wick, so I might as well just do this now. That is not the airspeed I want. That is way too high airspeed. I really appreciate the support on the stream, guys. It means a lot. Okay, I think that did it, but we still have quite a bit of solder on both of those, so I am going to try to individually touch those with the iron. What was that? Mr. M, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? Son of the Dragon. Congratulations. You guys are crazy. Okay. I'm gonna use the C115 to try to tap this. Damn it. That would happen. Okay, let's just get some wick. Whatever. I don't want to deal with this. I don't know why I didn't do this immediately. Um, I'll use the C115 so we don't pull too much off. Cool, that's perfect. Should have just done that initially. Stupid. Waste of my time. All right. Let's go ahead and wick all this stuff. Whole chat will be green soon, said Rainbow. What are all these American flags, Rob? What is that? What is going on? All right, what Regal oscilloscope you use in DC power supply to inject voltage? You recommend 30 volt 10 amp DC power supply. That's plenty for me. I actually have a 5 amp and I barely ever use that much. I got 30 volts 5 amp. The oscilloscope I have is the MHO 98, but you can't really buy this anymore. This was like a limited edition thing, but you can buy this one, which I also have, which I love. It's the DHO 804. This one. I can't actually. Here. This one. It's dusty because I haven't been using it because I use this one more. But yeah. I got a PCB Wave plushie. Okay, let's wick this stuff before it's already cooled down after taking an hour to remove the bridge. I'm so determined to not hit these decoupling caps. I'm also going to get a new piece of wick here real quick. I'm expecting 20 subs on my stream from you now. Dang, I hope I get one, said creative. Yeah, but I only have a super sticker and super chat. Yeah, you later. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Well, have to watch later. Love the lives. Hey, hello, Top. Oh, he said, I wish I could stay on watch, but Bears got in trash. That is a crazy thing you gotta go take care of. That's not something I deal with in Canada. We have like, I don't know, bugs in trash up here. Or deer ate the garden. We don't have bear got in trash. Thank you, Top Notch for dropping in. Hope wish you luck with your trash and your bears. I hope they stay
I'm a fly to
over there.
Tokyo to get a YouTube membership.
Turn on. Turn on. It's crazy that you just can't. Why does that seems like BS. Can't you just like make another account or something named like Turon 2 and like choose a different country? Or does it not work that way? Turon 2, definitely not Turon. That's what you could name it. I service audio amplifiers. I admire how much you can work on such small things. Dude, I admire people who can work on like old boards and PCBs and like deal with that much through-hole stuff. I would lose my mind. So respect for working on audio equipment.
I can
That
do
stuff is
that.
complicated too.
What should I choose the name? I think about Smods.
I think about Zmods. That's crazy. I can do that. Thank you for the 1 bit. And thank you for the 1 bit, Turan. I forgot to thank you for the last one. I gotta fix these eye things. Here we go. Okay. You could name yourself that, Turan. These are all beautifully clean. And I will not forget to take measurements. Okay. We gotta wait for the board to cool off though. How do we want to go about doing this? I need to sit down. My goodness. What time is it? 5:13. Okay, I got some time. Oh, my goodness. Something tells me the Twitch bit TTS cutoff should be more than 1 bit. Okay. I'm surprised Turan's the only one abusing it. I gotta pull up the board view for this. Rylabs does old and crazy stuff. Yeah, that stuff is like I would rather do mobile work, I think, than that's saying a lot. Than do that kind of stuff. Just in terms of like I don't know, you gotta be careful with those boards and so much like trace repair and like dealing with so much oxidation. I get to work on like modern consoles that have like been untouched, nearly untouched, and just like died out of nowhere. All right. Board view. That's a good ratio, Charles. Also, hello, Charles. All right. Zach, what do you use for the notice noise canceling on your mic? I use I'll show you. 1 sec. Board view. Where's my OLED board view? Here it is. Okay. Cool. So the good thing is here we don't really actually have that much to test. So like here, check this out. So here's the RAM. We can kind of skip like a good amount. We can skip all of these ground pads here, so we don't have to measure any of these. We can skip all these no connects. So these corners here. And we can kind of skip the
New
voltage
emoji
rails too.
alert.
New emoji? What? LA, did you make 2 celebration ones? Oh, that's hearts. Oh my god. What is that, LA? Why are all of them my face? We gotta come up with other stuff. It's just borderline high voltage. Also that. I once asked you if you dealt in appliances from Europe because I wanted to replace a few capacitors. I got rid of twice as many. I just couldn't manage it. Oh yeah, no, I don't really do that kind of work. I would, if I did stuff like recapping and stuff, I would need a whoa, 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 whoa. Sandora. Dude, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Wow. Who got one of these? Let's see. I gotta switch to my YouTube. We got Michael, Jan, Musique, Ali, and Crash, and then Crying Turon. Sad. Dude, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That's super generous of you. I really appreciate the support. Did you put a kiss on my cheek, LA? What is this emoji? You also changed it. I'm so confused. Did you just change it? It didn't look like that like 5 minutes ago, LA. What is going on? I think LA's bored because she's making new emojis. I didn't realize they show up in Twitch chat like this. That's crazy. At this point, it's better to send money to Turan so he can sub. That's the thing, Arvino. He can't buy the sub in his country. Zach literally got 30 plus memberships because of me. It's so funny. I really appreciate you guys. It's really generous. Okay. We got to measure all these, so let's get going. We can skip all the ground. What do you guys think about skipping, like, measure a few of these? 1.8 is this? Yeah, this is 1.1. Yeah, this is 1.1. So do we think we need to measure every single one of these? Because like does anyone know if like one of these is not connected? Surely the chip still has, these are all connected, right? This is just all one rail on the chip. Because someone had mentioned to me in my like trace repair video, my BGA trace repair video, that like not all of the ground points are actually connected internally on the chip, and that makes sense to me, right? Because you have stuff like signal ground and stuff like that. You have different kinds of ground, and it does actually matter. But like, what about a voltage rail? Like those are all gonna be connected, right, on the chip? Surely. We can look at the chip. Maybe we'll be able to tell. So it would be 4 in from the side. You usually can measure 1 pad each side and it's good. Okay, that's what I was gonna do, but I just want to make sure like these are actually connected internally on the chip. We can test now actually on this chip here if these are connected. So let's go to the little buzzer. Nice. Got the buzzer. Turan is a future channel admin. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it looks like these are connected. We also have like this and this and this and this. Wait, is this one not? Oh wait, I missed that's the right one here. Yeah. Yeah, these are all connected. Okay, cool. Great. And thank you, Sparta. Sparta has a tool for this, but it doesn't have this footprint, unfortunately. What do you mean, Sparta? Oh, on the board, they're definitely connected. We can see that here. I'm not worried about the board. I know this rail is all connected. I'm just worried about like, let's say for example, this solder ball isn't connected to the SoC or to the, I don't know, like it's just not connected to the chip. Like, is that gonna cause us problems? But I guess in this case, we're gonna be measuring the board, right? And it's not like one of these is gonna be disconnected internally and one of these is not. I guess if the board has damage, then yeah. But I'm more interested if like the stuff going to the SoC that isn't a power rail, like that's another power rail. Like this sort of stuff is what I care the most about, I think. These extra power rails here, these two, or sorry, this one, and then 1.8, I think, goes to memory, or the RAM, and then this goes to the RAM as well. So many voltage rails going to the RAM. Why does the RAM need so many voltage rails? Jeez. Greedy. Okay. Anyways, so that means, what does that mean? That means, let me do this, I think, is what I want to do. I'm going to re-enter these voltage rail diode mode measurements, and then they'll show up for me. I don't know, for some reason they went away after an update, so I have to like redo them for them to show up. So yeah, no, now those are showing up. Great. So I don't have to like double check all of these now. I should do 1.8 too. Cool. And then now we can skip all of the ones that have this on it. So this should be something else. Yeah, it is. We can skip these. Okay. This is going to be a lot easier to go through and do these now. Sorry, guys, I'm
He
not looking at
means
chat right
Walter's
now.
GDDR pinout. He even sent a link on Discord.
Oh. Oh, thank you, Sparta. I'll go check that out. I'm curious what you mean. Let me see. Let me see. GDDR pinout. Oh, for RAM, for GD. I see. Yeah, this is not gonna apply here, but this is really good to know. Ah, but still, even here, do we know if these like... Oh, this is sick. Dude, Forder makes the craziest tools. Guys, look at this. This is so dope. Oh, wow. He even has PS5. What? Dude, Forder's been cooking. Oh my goodness. I've never seen this. No way. Oh my god. What a genius. I see what you mean. Okay, so in this case, like if like, you know, all of these, okay, that's a dumb example. Let's do all of these. Like these are all connected internally because it's gonna work. Dude, this is so smart. I've never... Porter, is he in here? Bro, this, we gotta like give this guy money. We gotta make sure he's taken care of because this sort of stuff is so dope. Oh my goodness. This is so helpful. No way, he has both perspectives. Oh my god. He has even both. He has both south, or not, he has both the south bridge and the SSD controller. What a legend. Wow, this is the Switch. This is the Switch pinout. I mean, it's just a NAND pinout, but this applies to the Switch. I don't know what this one is. I guess it's a different pinout for eMMCs. Dude. James, I never saw this. I guess I didn't click around on his other things. I think these have been here for a while. Actually, now that I think about it with this menu, I just never met... I never like... they were just like white noise for me because I was so like starstruck by this tool. And this tool, this is great too. His PS5 UART. I use this all the time now. Dude, this is so sick. This makes me want to start doing GPUs. What a legend. This is crazy. I've never seen this. Oh, interesting. Wow.
Forta is goat emoji.
100%. Turan, thank you for the 1 bit. Sorry guys, I'm kind of just like amazed how sick this is. I didn't realize that existed. Yeah, Forder, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen, thank you, James. If you guys haven't seen Forderfix's channel, bro does crazy repairs on GPUs. Let me give you guys a link because this dude is like a legend for making these pieces of software. Yeah, it's just free too. It's crazy. He did the Switch layer viewer I use all the time, and the UART tool I use for the PS5. And this is sick too. That's the GDDR thing. LA, thank you for grabbing the YouTube channel. I was gonna go do that. I'll actually pop it in Twitch as well because that didn't go into Twitch chat. Here you go, guys. You can check him out. This dude's cool. He does a lot of live streams pretty regularly these days. Which I need to watch more of, honestly. I'm really bad at tuning into everybody's live streams. But these days I will be better because I have less I gotta be doing. Reducing repairs for the rest of the month. Okay, let's get going on measuring these. I gotta pull up the board view again. Porter's here? Where is he? Where? I don't see him. Oh, he is. Damn, Zach, you make me blush. Porter, you are crazy for making these tools. And they're just, the UI is like immaculate. It's so well done. Almost anyone who's like a good at coding is just bad at UI that I've worked with personally. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So it's crazy that you're making like tools that are that useful, and that's a lot of time, damn, to make that kind of stuff. And on top of that, you are doing it for free for everybody. So if you guys use his tools, throw him some cash for sure. Okay, I gotta highlight all of these. So essentially, I'm going to skip this, and then we're gonna measure this kind of thing, and we'll go through all of them. So there's actually not a ton that we gotta do. And we just want any diode mode reading right now. I'm not really worried about what the diode mode reading is. If it's like, if it's shorted, okay, this is a great example of when I don't want to use the trinocular and I want to use the digital because I'll be able to look at all my references a lot quicker. So that's good. That's good. I'll measure one of each of these. Actually, before we do anything, let me do that. I'll just measure one of each of these rails. So this one is one of them. And that's good. And then this one is one of them. Porter, I have a question for you. How did you, I guess like based on data sheets, you were able to tell like which, and probably experience too, which sorry, I'm like doing 3 things at once here. Which things are connected on the chip, like internally, and which aren't, like, you know what I mean? Like certain grounds, if they're not connected, are they gonna cause issues? Even if like the other grounds are there, you know what I mean? Because there's like different kinds of grounds. I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm saying. I'm just curious. The process, that must have been tons of work. Okay, that's good. I gotta click this. Hold up. Okay. All right, we're good now. So all the rails read fine, as far as I can tell. This is ground. I don't know why I'm measuring that one. That's unnecessary to measure. That's fine. We can skip that one. Good. That one's good. So the idea here is if we don't get a reading, that means one of two things. Either the SoC is not connected on the respective data line, or it's internally damaged. There's really only two options. Or there's board layer damage. I guess that's the other option. But if that's the case, we should expect to see multiple not making a connection, you know? Not just like one of them. Okay, I just measured the wrong one. I gotta keep track of which one I'm on here. This is gonna start getting confusing. I really want desktop motherboard socket pinout on that tool. That would be sick. Oh god. Are you talking about like a CPU? That would take a lot of time, my god. All right. So far, so good. These are all checking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, I didn't do the right ones. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, so this one is now these two. Yeah, and then this one is just that one on that row. I'm gonna just do this all, and then we'll do each quadrant just to make it a little faster. Yep, pins of the same type are almost always connected inside. Okay. There are some rare exceptions, though, like Samsung GDDR6, for example, but they're rare, and yeah, that's a matter of experience, I guess. That's crazy, dude. Well, God bless you, my friends, for doing all that work. I will be using that in the future for sure. Oh, interesting. Wait a second. Wait. Do I have the wrong? Okay, I was just zoomed in too far. My bad. Hold up. I gotta do the second to last row here. Again, I got confused. I'm really liking this diode mode beep for this particular stuff here. Although I noticed if I do it too fast, like this, and then immediately measure another one, you can see it won't beep. So it's just kind of like, you know, you gotta wait in between. Okay, cool. Let's proceed with this one over here. I think from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can actually see which ones are data lines on some of these because they've got the little squiggly traces on the board. That is a thin trace right there on that one. Wait, this is ground, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess I could count from below at this point. Sorry, guys, this is gonna take a little while. Okay, this one doesn't. This one should, according to my like thing here, read something, but I think it's just going to this pad and nothing else. And there's obviously nothing connected there, so we're probably not gonna get a reading. Let me just make sure. So that's 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 over. Yeah, if we check the board view, this doesn't actually go anywhere else. So it makes sense that we don't get a reading on that one. Now I have to zoom in again and select my ground. Okay, let's keep going. Goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we gotta keep going with this one now. What was that reading? Okay, again, I really don't particularly care, but if we get one that's like shorted to ground, that would be a little suspicious, like a data line. This, okay, this also isn't beeping. Oh, it is. It is, or it's not? What's going on? It is, okay. I don't trust that. What's going on with that? Is that pad like coming off? I should add more types of chips there. James was asking about CPU pinouts. They're coming, but there's some complications like optional pads are really tricky. Ah. Dude, that's crazy that you're doing that. Maybe it's just because there was flux on here. I probably should clean all these while I'm doing all these measurements. Let me zoom out again here. Where was I? My God. I was like here. Sorry guys, I'm like gonna be kind of miserable at reading chat while I'm doing this. Yeah, okay, that one gives a beep. Oh, cool. And so far so good. Like everything is checking out on these. Um, which is kind of unfortunate, to be honest. I'm hoping to find something here because that will rule out the RAM. Um, I'll take a break after this and read some chat, and then we'll get back to it. Let me clean this. This is annoying because there's flux here. See continuity to the pad though. What do you mean, Mr. M? You're talking about to the one that was over here? I don't think that's gonna matter because it literally doesn't. That pad doesn't even go anywhere else. It's just a no connect, effectively. Um, yeah, LPDDR4 X or something. I don't know. Do you think we can use the RAMs from Switch V1 to the light in the OLED? That's what I'm doing now, actually. And yeah, so the chips are like the same. The RAM chips are the same, and the same capacity and stuff. It's the exact same chips. There are different ones though. Okay, that's good. Good. That just didn't give me a beep because I went too fast. All right, this one. Good. 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 That one's good too. These three in a row. This one. These three in a row. So far, everything's checking out. And I'm getting a little faster. Slowly. Yeah, okay. The fourth row one was 1.3. 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? So it's connected to here. Oh, okay, it's like a pull-up. That might be normal because it's just a pull-up. We can check that rare time. I'm not trolling. Vorde, thank you for the sub, dude. Thank you for the prime sub. Sorry if I butchered your name. Vorde. Vord. Okay. That's one to keep in mind. I suppose we could check the back there. But What do you mean, said Devilish. You can even upgrade it to 8 gigs. Oh yeah, the RAM. Sorry, I'm like really. You had a pin just connected to a pad. Oh yeah, that one. It's the least I could do. Been watching your YouTube videos like they're an addiction. Thanks for watching the stream too and the video. I really appreciate it. And for supporting the channel. Much love. Okay. Let's keep going. So we'll keep that one in mind. Surely I'll remember that. T2. Everyone remember T2? And let's get going on this quadrant. So let me get my mouse out of the way for this. Okay, so I actually don't have any on the top row here that we need to measure. Man, this is worth doing, but brutal. I'm curious if the same one on the other footprint, Babs, will read similar. Those are all fine. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it was actually just that one I needed to measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one. And then this one. And then these three. This one. And then these three. That's fine. I just want it to beep. And then this one, yeah. This one. Okay, that's all of them. The last row has nothing we need to measure. Oh, I gotta take a little break. How many people are watching me do this? 112 people are watching me measure every pad of this RAM chip. Crazy. Found nothing yet, creative. I've taken the RAM chips off and I'm measuring every single pad that matters, that go essentially between the SoC and the RAM. Every pad that's not a diode, or that's not a voltage rail or ground, we're checking to make sure that the board itself doesn't have damage or that the SoC doesn't have damage. So yeah, we took off the RAM and we also have some replacement RAM. We're gonna try replacing the RAM with new reballed RAM chips. If all this checks out. If this doesn't check out, that means there's no reason to put the new RAM chips on and we need to address whatever it is that's not connected. So essentially we're just, doing methodical fault finding. Yes, Ace, it was open before coming to me. The blue screen issue was present before I got it. James is so patiently waiting for a laptop repair. All right. I think I have a better method for doing this next one, so it won't be nearly as long here. But again, we got to measure one of each of these power rails on the footprint, which is it's going to be fine because there's so many, but we should just do it anyways while we're here, and then we can go through and measure the data pins. And I think there's kind of a pattern here. But we're going to look for, it was T2, right? Yeah. Let's just measure that one right away out of curiosity. That also goes to seemingly, yeah, another pull-up underneath the RAM chip. So we can measure that one and see if it has a similar diode mode reading. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? Ah, I'm not on the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. So that makes me feel better. So that's where we're at. That's where we are at. Okay, let's get going. So, poor James waiting forever for the laptops. I've done that RAM swap first 2 times. I knocked off those caps by accident. It was a fun time, a fun repair. Sarcastically speaking, ask Mr. Bull, said Ace. Nano is so sexy, LA, said Ace. New camera, very sexy, said LA. Very nice. James, you are very patient. I'm sorry. Was the SOC shield removed before you? Yes, yeah, because it was a mod. It was a mod attempt. I have checked the traces in between, but it's a fair point to check the ones around Ace. I don't think I actually did a full check around, which I totally should have. And you are 100% right to ask about that. So we will do that. We have looked repeatedly in between here because it does actually happen often that things get severed up in there. We looked at it yesterday and then we looked at it again today and found nothing. But it's a good idea to look around. That is actually something I should be doing for any of these mod attempts. Just need to get some of this flux out of here to check that again. Dear people, I have to go. Thanks again for the membership, Baz. Until next time, enjoy your little one. Take care of each other. God bless. Hey, see you, Rudy. Thanks for popping in. All right.
Fix video yesterday on diagnosis with thermal cam is chef's kiss.
JFix video, dude. Thank you for the $5, Babs. JFix video yesterday on diagnosis with thermal cam is chef's kiss. I'll have to check that out. I saw the that you're doing a little series, James. Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Let's keep focus here for now on this, and then we can check the traces. Because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be RAM related. My daughter is being extremely cute upstairs, laughing. Okay, hold up. I gotta check one of each of these first.
Zach literally lives under a rock.
Why? Why are you saying that, Taron? Thank you for the 1 bit. What do you mean? Okay, that one's good. And then do we check this one? Not yet. So let me check this one. I think I just checked that one, didn't I? I did. Make sure I do this one now then. Yeah, okay. These are all good, so we can move on. Rudy, nice emoji. Imagine this was all for one damaged trace. Yeah, Ace, that would be painful. But I will be happy to find it. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Devil. Have a good night, man. Or morning or whatever. Gotta head out. Thanks for the stream. See you, Will. Okay, let's measure each of these now. Man, I can't believe so many of you are sticking around too for for this. This is brutal. I forgot I'm doing one of these at a time. Good. Good. Rob, thank you for the
Zach
$2.
PS5 live streams would be cool too.
I would love to do PS5 live streams. I don't get a ton of PS5s anymore because I don't make videos on them. So I should make a video on one and then I'll get a ton of PS5s. That's what we could do next. We could focus PS5s after all the Switches. After the break, I could buy some broken one. I actually have one I want to work on. 234, 234.
What would be more cool is Zach playing Overwatch.
Ha! Thank you, Taran, for the 1 bit. All right, we're almost done with this quadrant. I'm getting a little faster, marginally. All right, let's go to the next one here. Let me Okay, let's keep going. So we have this one to check. Oh, I thought we found it. Damn it. I thought we found something. The sad thing is, like, I'm doing all this being, like, pretty confident that we're not going to find anything, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little time consuming. That's it.
That would be super, super cool, best friend Taran.
Thank you for the $2, Rob. Are you Canadian, Rob? Sending me CAD. Maybe I already knew that. This one. Good. This one. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Oh, that's another one of those where it's going to the pad and nowhere else. Let me just triple check that doesn't go anywhere else. That's 4 up here. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere else. So that's like the other one. Okay. And then we have this, 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 this. Okay, that's that one. I gotta take a break. Oh man, this chat is so wholesome. It is. Everyone's super nice. Do you not get many Canadians watching? Oh no, I get some Canadians watching. It's just they're small in population compared to the US and other countries. Um I think it's like not that big of a percentage of my viewer base, but it's a significant portion. It's not insignificant, I guess would be a better way to say it.
Yeah, you were asking me to use USPS lol.
Oh, that's right, Rob. That's so funny. I told you to. I forgot. I forgot you're sending me a board. That's so funny. I'm just used to having most of my customers are US based just because of how many US people there are compared to and usually when I get like I think you just messaged me on Discord. I have a we send different emails to US customers than Canadian in terms of shipping instructions. So my site does the conditional logic for some of that stuff. Okay, that's our 1.3. That's the weird one. Uh, that's the same exact one as the upper one. It's that little pull up. What was that? Wait, what? I thought that was like super high. Good, good, good. I have to scroll down here. I don't know why I didn't do this initially. 4 up is just this one. Okay. All right, that's all good. One last quadrant here. I think, we're not going to find anything. But we're almost done. At this point, I'm thinking more so SoC problems, but you never know. These are all vias on this one, on this quadrant. So if there was issues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then I guess they would be more likely to be here because it's going through the board. All of these guys. All right, 2 more. All right. So unfortunately, we did not discover anything there. So board damage is actually kind of out of the question at this stage, which means swapping the SoC to another board probably is not like worth doing because we just did all of that to essentially rule out the board being a problem and or the SoC being a problem. And it's not like any of those red short, you know. Man,
Tool
that
is
was
cool.
brutal. Thank you for the $2, Rob. Okay, how many people survived that long thing? Oh my god, we still have 105 people in here. Don't you think it might be a bad resistor? Unlikely. It is unlikely that because like it it's I mean it could be a lot of things at this point, you know. But really actually it can't really be a lot of things at this point. It's probably either the RAM or the SoC itself that was causing issues, and we're going to be replacing the RAM. Obviously we can't replace the SoC because it's paired to the console. But let's take Ace's advice here, which is something I should have done initially, and look around. We did a full visual inspection, but we didn't really look specifically around the shield for scrape pads, or sorry, scrape traces, which is 100% something I should be doing on all of these boards, because these shields are easy to, like here for example, it's easy to slip. And let me just do this off of the table because I think here's the thing is if it was a pull up or pull down on the RAM pads, we probably would have seen some like weird like resistors kind of just go uh open circuit or like high resistance. They don't really short. So we would have seen a higher voltage drop or no beep out of one of those pads if it was a pull up or pull down on the RAM. And the only one we saw was matching the other pull up, which I think was like here. I can't remember which ones it was, but we could check those, I suppose, but I think that's very unlikely. We can compare it to another board. Is that, sorry guys, I don't know if you're gonna be able to really see as much as I can in the optical scope for this. I'm like triple checking here for trace damage, but we know actually that none of these are damaged in between here because that's what we just checked. That's why I spent all that time. So these are gonna be all fine. So I should be looking like here, for example. And then I don't see anything there. Yeah, this all checks out. Man, I thought I was gonna get this board done a lot sooner today. I'm really starting to be concerned that it's an SoC problem, like internally. It's not gonna be NAND related because it doesn't glitch like into Hecate fully. It doesn't go into the bootloader, which means we're not even, you know, making it that far. So, and I'm kind of concerned about the fact that they said it was heating up, that the SoC was heating up a bunch. That's never really a good sign for the, you know, unless it's actually booting. Who is that? Burnt Spaghetti. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you. Okay. I think it's time to put the RAM on, see if it does it. If not, I don't really know what to do next. Because a board swap is kind of like, in my opinion, a waste of time at this point after doing all those measurements, because that confirmed that the board is fine in between all of the pins that matter between here and here, or that matter for voltage rails, are connected. So I suppose it could be board damage under the SoC. I guess that is a possibility. Unrelated to RAM. Would the SoC be heating up because the original display adapter may have been shorting? That is actually a highly possible, creative. That is possible. Because a lot of those lines go directly to the SoC on the like this stuff here. You can see this all goes directly. Okay, that's a power rail actually, so that's not a good example. But I mean that would, the thing is, like, we don't know what shorted where, right? Because like if one of these voltage rails was the one that got bent and touched like a data pin, that totally could have caused problems. But yeah, like all these display lines here, these all go to the SoC and they're kind of all over the place, spread out on this connector. So it's hard to say, but it's definitely possible that could have caused issues. Would that sure have been enough to kill the SoC? So again, like I said, if one of those voltage rails on this connector, because this connector does have actually kind of high power going to it from like the boost converter and stuff. There are some rails that go to this that are probably not good for the data lines, if that makes sense. So if they did short, it is totally possible. If this, for example, or this connected to a voltage rail, it is totally possible. I'm not gonna lie, I have most of the time I've seen demolished what's it called? Display connectors. I've been able to just replace them and the board works. So I don't know that I've had many instances where that caused the short, I guess. Yeah. It's hard to say, to be honest, but it is possible. That is a possibility. Would bad clock cause blue screen? That is a great question, Babs, and worth checking, because there is a crystal here we can check with the scope. So we'll do that. Let's get the RAM on. Let's test it with the new RAM. And gotta go. Thanks for the stream, Zach. Have a good night. See you, CPR. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. Yeah, let's get the RAM on. Yeah, if this doesn't work with the new RAM, we can check the clock. And otherwise, I'm gonna be pretty confident the SoC has some internal damage. Yeah. So let's see. Hopefully, we just had some dead RAM. Not for lack of trying, though. If it ends up being the SoC, if we don't get a fix. But I really want to see this work, and that'd be sick. Just spread out the flux. Cool. That's good. Let's get these lined up under the scope.
My best
no
friend
bad
Rob
clock.
needs to go.
Oh, bye, Rob. No bad clock will simply make the SoC hissing or do a black screen. Interesting. It is a black screen in when we try to go to the bootloader, like load something from the SD card in the bootloader, but it's a blue screen. We can still check the clock just to see. Okay. Someone oh, I just like heard your bit TTS twice in my head somehow, Turan. You can check the clock by measuring like this crystal here. On the oscilloscope, and we'll see, you know, I can't actually remember what frequency that is, but we can compare to a working board. All right, so we should be overlapping slightly on the bottom right one. We are. Should be on it on the top right. We are. That looks actually perfectly lined up on both of these. Very happy with that. So let's go ahead and put these on. Now that I think about it, I think I had a blue screening issues before the display adapter broke. Ah, okay. Do you know when the display adapter would have broken? Because the SoC can be damaged in a multitude of ways. It might not be the display connector. I actually would bet that if the SoC is damaged, I would wager it wasn't because of the display connector, just based on my experience with pins being shorted. But obviously, random pins get shorted, when there's damage, and it might be, more likely for nothing to kill the SoC. So I just may not have seen it yet, kind of thing. Anyways, let's get these on. This is not nearly enough airspeed. There we go. And I do want to watch these under the scope, actually, like we did last time. Oh, and I'll cover the FPC connectors here quick. Okay, let's keep going. You guys in focus there? Yeah. Okay. Just preheating for now. I have my eyes zeroed in on the corners here, and we'll see the corners move on these chips like that. You can see that one was slow, but it moved for sure. And we're gonna watch this one now. This poor flex cable. I should have taped it out of the way. All right, I think these are both on now. Yeah. The FPC survived. Lovely. Yeah, those definitely pulled themselves into place. I did align them kind of too perfectly, so we didn't really get to see them move all that much, but I did see them move slightly. We can see those sat down for sure. because those would be higher off the board otherwise. And they're nice and even on there too. So I'm happy with that. For sure. Cool. So let the board cool and we'll give it a test. Good question, Devil. Yeah, still here, Soul. We measured like all of the data lines in between the SoC and the RAM footprints. This is the second set of RAM we're putting on here to test. There's a slight divot here, but that's not gonna, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. This. I've seen much worse than this in a working console. It'll be easier to tell. Oh, that's not even anything because that just cleaned off. I thought that was a crack or a little chip. But good shout out, Devil, to check. But this is looking pretty flawless to me, physically. Yeah. So, all right. I see. I think is more like an SoC issue at this point. But I never got a blue screen and try to boot Hikate on it. I don't know if it's gonna do something anyway. So it depends, RBNR. When you boot into Hikate with the blue screen, you will either get nothing, like we got, which I'm usually able to fix by reballing the SoC, which is why I immediately went to that one first yesterday. If not, sometimes you'll actually get into the bootloader completely fine, but then as soon as you try to boot into official firmware, then you actually get, you get blue screen, or if you try to boot custom firmware, you get, I actually don't know in that situation if you boot custom firmware what you will get. But then the other situation is you get a bunch of artifacting in Hecate, like it fails to load Hecate fully, and then you get some artifacting, or you get artifacting, or it just kind of like fails to load Hecate with an error. I've gotten a mix of all of those. So it just depends on what's not connected under the SoC and the RAM. But yeah. All right. Man, imagine this works. I think that's hopeful. What? Let's see. Ghazi. Hey, Ghazi's here. Is he? Hello. Yeah, I see him. Hello. There was a no fix, but then he fixed it before the next stream. Does anyone remember the last no fix Zach had? I feel like I've been watching for a year and only seen one or two, and they were PS5s. That's how I feel, Babs. Now I have had some recent laptop and PS5 no fixes. Switch no fixes are rare, but I have had a couple recently. I had one that was SoC short, but that was like I think that was a couple months ago. But yeah, they are few and far between on the Switches because generally they're pretty repairable compared to a laptop and the PS5. Like PS5s just like to have 12 volts go to the SoC. That's just like they like that apparently because that happens all the time. I gotta make sure this is all cleaned up before we try booting. So while we wait for the board to cool down, we can touch up our work over here because this came off because of all the work we did on the RAM. The trick, if I have a really crappy complex job that I want done well and on the cheap, to send it to Zach, but ask him to stream the fix so that everyone here subsidizes the work. I do spend a lot, like, I mean, I definitely like will go to greater extents on stream because it's, it's more fun. But switches specifically, if I see a light at the end of the tunnel, like with this one, I'll just kind of, I have mostly a flat fee. for switches, and because the large majority of them are pretty reasonably, I don't want to say easy, but they can be, or fast. Okay, this is a little too far away from this resistor. Can I pull this down? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try to pop this up, and then I need this to be slightly closer to that resistor, ideally. There we go. Cool. There's a lot of flux. I think I'm gonna have to ultrasonic this board if we get it working. I gotta increase temp and use some flux on here. As if there's not enough on the board. I can't sleep when I haven't tried everything on a Switch because I work on so many switches, so if I can't figure something out like this, it really bothers me. I hate just being like, oh, it's the SoC. Unless like I know I've tried everything else. It just bothers me. It's like I'll be sleepless. Okay, this is fine here. What about the SoC FPC? That looks fine still. Yeah. Let's check the capacitors. Just to be sure there's not like one of these that's shorted with solder or something. Those all look fine. We have our B wire we can stand up for now. And we'll reconnect it anyways, even if we get a blue screen again or the same current draw. Let me clean this. I'll still hook up the Pico again just to see if there's any difference. Man, those little actually didn't have Switch until after COVID. There's also collective intelligence, which helps to put several minds into, though in this case, we're a bunch of dummies. I don't agree with that. You guys have had some really good ideas that, I overlook things, and having other people who do repairs and stream has been like priceless. One of the reasons I love streaming repairs. People like RBNR and Ace who have experience with these consoles can like really um, give some good advice. And then the people who are into electronics who do other things and don't do consoles are also really good because they come with a different perspective. So Babs is a good example of someone who doesn't really do console repair as far as I know, but he's got a wealth of electronics and knowledge, and he's coming from I think audio equipment if I'm correct about that. And he's gonna have a ton of different skill sets that like us who work on consoles aren't gonna have. So that's sick. It's so sick having all these people. It's like free. I just get free consultation is what it is. Actually, they're paying me. They're paying me and giving me consultation. So much love to all you guys. Really appreciate you guys for chilling and keeping me company and giving me advice and being very generous. Much love to you guys. Okay. Obviously this board is just completely full of flux, but like, you know. All right. Zach just said the quiet part out loud. It's crazy that you guys like I don't deserve this. But I really appreciate you guys. I hope you know that. I don't say it enough. Okay. At least I feel like I don't. All right. Did I just see a ripped ribbon? Did we? Did you? Where? Oh God, I hate stuff like this. WizKid, where did you see this? Was it one of the black ribbon cables? You talking about these? Sorry, let me get you in focus here. Oh, you're right. He is correct. Look at that. The B point is severed. But that's actually funny because that's the one that doesn't matter on this ribbon. But you are 100% correct. We should check continuity between our clock point though. This is not going to matter for booting the console, but it will
Paul
for testing the
Daniels is
Pico.
here.
I like how Turan announces when Paul comes in. Hello, Paul. Welcome in. That's funny. Let's just check the resistor too, because we've soldered to this multiple times now. Good to see you, Paul. I hope all is well. Let's check in resistance on this guy. Guys, I'm aware there's just like abhorrent amounts of flux on this board. And if we get this working, I will throw this in ultrasonic. But at this stage, I just want to see if the thing boots. And while I can clean as I go with most of my work, when I do BGA stuff like this, it's just kind of, it gets out of hand. Especially multiple attempts at doing the RAM and stuff like this. Okay. I guess we'll do a poll. Why not? Why not? Why not? What do we think? We will do a poll. Oh man, my rib cage is hurting. I've seen people mod the casing to provide better battery life, but not sure. Oh man, I got hiccups. Not cooling and such.
Maybe he will give me a ring light. Joke, of course.
Who?
Lol.
Everyone's a fan of Paul. Hello, Russ. Your device went out this week. Hello, Ace. Why do you follow me everywhere? Okay. Let's do a damn poll. New RAM, so I'll vote yes. Wow, we got a yes already. Okay. Will it boot? Okay. Poll. Let us see what you guys think. Man, I wish if someone makes a tool to make a poll on like multi-stream poll settings in OBS or something, that would be phenomenal. I don't even have any stock left right now. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I hate having a hole in my gloves. I just like feel cold air coming into my glove. What do we think? What do we think? LA, LA linking the shop just gave
Porter
Paul a
will
heart
do
attack, I'm
anything for
sure.
ya.
LA, we should maybe oh, I see. Babs asked for the link. I see. I was gonna say we should maybe ask for Paul's opinion before we advertise this ring light again. Poor guy. LA just spamming the link. LA, stop spamming. That's a warning. Okay. What do we got here? We got 65% no on YouTube and 60% no on Twitch. I think we're all on the same page here. I do think this is a stretch, but we can only hope. All right, guys. Moment of truth. Let's see what this does. Let me just double check that just move the B wire out of here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. It's booting. It booted. What the fuck? What? What? It was the RAM. It was, I'm pretty sure it was bad RAM. I cannot, okay, I have to turn this up. We have to see a screen on this. Holy shit. I cannot believe that. What? That booted? It could have been one of the RAMs, RVNR. It could have been the one that we heard sounds on. It could have been bad soldering on my part, but I don't think so because those went on perfectly. And we reballed them perfectly. We double checked them. So I'm gonna
Nanophi
be
rave
getting rid of
nanophi
these.
rave nanophi rave nanophi rave.
Dude, what? Thank you, Turn for the 1 minute. Bro, what? It has to have been bad RAM. Right? Guys, I don't know. Okay, let's that is crazy. Um Maybe I'll try, well, it's just the first time I've ever seen this before on a Switch. Bad RAM. Because here's the thing. Like the odds of both the RAM being bad and the solder balls being cracked is like very low in my opinion. Right? Okay, can this display PC connector behave, please? What is going on with this? It's probably, we're gonna ultrasonic this board, but let me just make sure I'm not screwing myself over here with this display FPC. Yeah, it looks completely fine. Dude, I can't believe that booted. It's the first time I've seen, like, I think it might be the first time I saw bad RAM on these. Like, the RAM on these never fails. It's like almost always cracked solder balls for blue screen. I can't think of a time I've seen bad RAM. I don't know. I've seen bad RAM on other stuff, like on PS5s. But the Switch RAM just like doesn't really fail all that often. I don't know, maybe can other people attest to that? It may just be the kinds of consoles I get, like the Picofly attempts are the main things I'm getting. I have a light with bad RAM, but applying pressure to either chip yields no results. I mean, you know it's bad RAM because the only way you can really know for sure is if you replace it and then it works, and a reball doesn't work, right? Because otherwise it could still be, you can have cracked solder balls and have pressure not do anything. That is a possibility. It actually often happens. I assume it's a cracked ball and not a bad RAM. No, there you go. Yeah, I think. Oh, it's been dropped. Yeah. Um, Seen bad RAM on a V1, but V1, V2, but never OLED as well. And I almost always get OLEDs. I don't think I've seen it. Maybe happened once. It's hard to say. I've worked on so many Switches, guys, so it's hard to. If it happened, it did not happen more than like once or twice. Um. Anyways, geez, I cannot believe this is fixed. That is unbelievable. If I can remember how to plug in an FPC connector, maybe we can see a screen. Man, these poor FPC connectors are just caged in flux. Okay. I'm gonna ultrasonic this board after and get the Pico installed and everything. Let me just make sure again the B wire is not doing anything funny. Guys, that's crazy. Okay, pressing power. Wow, look at that. I'm amazed. I did not, Rainbow. Does that work without Does that work with faulty RAM on the OLED? Because I think Naga's fork works without working RAM on either. The creative is like, what? I knew it was fixed creative as soon as I saw the change in current draw. I'm just mind blown. No drop frames on my end, RBNR. Not too sure. So this is fixed. And I will be able to sleep tonight. Wow. Let's just finish up the. I mean, I'm gonna quickly just pop the. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that yet because I gotta ultrasonic this. So we'll put the Pico in another time. I'll do it probably on Monday. I gotta go eat. I did not think this board was gonna take me 2 full days of streaming, but we got it. We got to the end of the tunnel with this one. I would not have worked on it on the weekend. Weekends are precious. Put that one on your resume. The thing is, like, it's kind of silly how long these sorts of like problems take me, because like bad RAM should have been sort of at the top of the list, after the reballs didn't work.
Poor James.
But poor James. Actually, it's good for James because we can move on. I would have done another stream on this thing on Monday, probably. You wouldn't have worked with your hands, but your brain would have. That is true. I would have been thinking about it all weekend. That's accurate. LA knows me well. Guys, I cannot believe this is fixed. I'm a happy man. Dude, you're amazing. Looking forward to the finished product. Yes, yeah, I gotta get this thing ultrasonic. There's too much flux in it. We did the SoC and the RAM twice, so we gotta get this in the ultrasonic cleaner. I will reinstall the Pico, which is basically almost already done, and I'll get the thing out to you, my friends, next week. But man, what a doozy! Almost time, James. Next will be the laptop. Yeah, I think James gave up on me. Thank you, Q's. Also, hello, Q. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, Cool Davy. Thank you guys for my wife is excited to play Animal Crossing. Let's go. I'm happy. Oh man. I'm updating a PS4 Slim. Ah, there you go, RBNR. Ba, 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 ba. Who was that?
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you for the 10 bits, Led, and the congrats. Appreciate you. Okay, let's end these polls and let's raid somebody. Wow. Hey, you guys cheated at the end on the poll. Everybody voted yes later on. I saw it was swayed significantly in one direction. All right, let's see who's live so we can raid them. I just needed to see this line to the end. Later, man. Enjoy the weekend. Hey, see you, Gadget. Thanks for sticking with me. Lead flexing with 10 bits. Cheaters voted yes after it was confirmed. That's my
Ace is
fault.
live.
Hey, good. We'll rate Ace. Thank you, Turon, for the 1 bit. Ace or Turon, nothing against you. I gotta increase the TTS because I'm thanking you like every 5 seconds. I do appreciate all the support, Turon. Don't get me wrong. But maybe you can tell me what you think is reasonable for the bits TTS. As fun as it is. Okay. I will. Turon's crying. You knew your time was was limited on that. All right, let's get this redirect set up. Huh?
The donor has a bad sock.
What do you mean? What the donor was a? Oh, yes. Good point, Babs. Thank you for the $2 and good point. I think that was sort of my. I think that's why condemned this to a donor because I do not throw things into the donor pile until I do absolutely everything I can, which is why I was pretty happy to pull the RAM off of this one. But yes, you are correct. Bad SoC. I guess I can print another label for that one. But this thing is like ransacked anyways, so it's not like I'm using that SoC for anything anyways. The NAND is gone too. Okay, guys, we're gonna go raid Ace console repairs. He does console repairs, believe it or not. And his name's Ace. His real birth name is Ace. ACE. That's not a lie, technically. Your face cam drops frame, but not the scope. Oh, yeah, I think my capture cards are sucking wind because of... I gotta, like, figure that out. I gotta maybe buy another motherboard or something. 10 bits, said Babs. Yeah, maybe. No problem, Creative. Excited to get this thing back to you. Thank you for the challenge, my friend. All right, let me get the raid set up on Twitch here quick. /raid Ace console repairs. Much love to everybody. I will see you all later. Goodbye. I'm gonna go eat food and not work on switches. Just inhaled my own spit. Jesus Christ. Okay, bye. I'm gonna go before I choke myself. Bye.